Little nap in here, just a little nappy. All right. Obviously, today is our friend Fritz's wedding, and we are going to be headed over, Sealand and I, right after the show. We got to haul ass and make it to his wedding. Sabrina's in Fritz's wedding party, so and so is Josh. Otherwise, he'd be hanging out with us today. But she's over there getting ready for everything. It's going to be fun. You'll hear us talking about it on Monday, I'm sure. But we've got tons of stuff to get into.
I mean, I think the fact that the stream had to start a little late was just like perfect for my morning, because I've had things go wrong. I've had some things go wrong. So in addition to tonight being Fritz's wedding, we're also house sitting for my in-laws.
All right.
And so Ashley got me up super early for me to help facilitate moving all the things we need for the baby over to a different house, right?
Okay,
and it's not that far, but like,
because your house sitting at their house, and they've got some things.
They got 3 dogs.
You know,
one of them is a puppy, and we've kept a human alive for 3.5 months, but for some reason there is a laundry list of tips and tricks for how to keep a puppy alive that are different, and so. We're moving the stuff, and like first I forget my phone, and I'm like, well, thank God I remember the phone. I wouldn't be able to get into the office without my phone.
Right, you need that.
And then as we got everything, and then she's like, you need to sit in the back and feed Jack on the way to work. I'm like, all right, fine. And I had put the bottle in my laptop bag.
Yeah.
And it's usually would feed him about 6.5 ounces of formula. There was 3 in the bottle, and the rest was in my laptop bag.
Oh no! It dumped out all over your laptop bag.
It dumped out all over the side pocket or the back pocket. Luckily, not touching the laptop or my iPad. But it's like just sticky formula. So like as soon as I get to work, I'm in the kitchen I'm dumping. I had to dump formula. I had to put the laptop bag upside down and dump the rest out, and then shoving.
I like it. We're on chat. So Bootsy Moonshine says, "Oh no," and Big Dog Millionaire says, "Oh yes." They're rooting for you in 2 different ways over there. Excited and not excited for you.
And then so now that half that pocket is just stuffed with whatever paper towels I could find in the company kitchen, and as we were pulling up to the door for me to go to work, I go, "Hey, where did my Converse make it for the wedding?" And she goes, "You're not wearing them?" I go, "No." She goes, "Well, then they're in the living room." And I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch!"
So today is falling apart for you, man.
Yeah. So it was only it only made sense to me, of all the things that have been coming my way, that you go, "Hey, the sound on the stream doesn't sound very right. We probably need to reboot that computer and in a different room." It's been a day, so it's a good thing I did that shot of tequila with Angel.
Hashtag new dad problem, says eFresh Rocks. No better way to get rid of them. And the best way to get rid of them is tequila. So you did that, and you got things behind you. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse to see what's happening in this great big wide world of ours. And we go to former President Trump, who is talking about things that are happening at the border. Everybody's talking about the border these days. There's people just pouring over the border, and we got to do something about this. Almost everybody's in agreement. At least Trump is, Biden is, most people seem to be. But Trump is talking about the border, and I don't know. It got a little weird. Here he is. Let's tune in. Oh, hang on. I'm sorry. Let me bring this back. Here we go. Here he is.
People are pouring over. It's sort of known as Steak Mountain, Steak Kill.
Steak Mountain?
Snake. It's snake. A lot of snakes. I think they're rattlesnakes.
All right. Let me back up. I think this is
I swear I've heard that name before. Snakes.
This is what happens when Trump makes a verbal mistake. He just kind of doubles down. He's like, Steak Mountain. Yep, Snake Mountain. Steak or snake, both of them. He's just doubling down on, hey, either one of these is acceptable. But I said Steak Mountain
People
first.
Are pouring over. It's sort of known as Steak Mountain,
That's
Steak
right.
Kill, Snake. It's snake. A lot of snakes. I think they're rattlesnakes. Between the rattlesnakes and the rough terrain and the steepness, they said nobody's coming. The people are coming over by the thousands.
Right over Steak Hill. They're coming by the thousands, dodging the snakes on Steak Hill. It's dangerous times out there, so everybody beware. Did your laptop take a hit with the formula, or are you good to go?
No, everything's fine.
Good. I mean, we don't need any more issues here. I'm glad that at least is in the right spot. I got to get to you and tell you, we'll probably do it in the next segment, how my morning went as well, because I got a weird one on. And we may have a new audience member as a result of my weird morning. So,
okay.
Yeah, and I got questions for you on this because I know you know a couple of things about this just from some previous interactions in radio. It'll all make sense in a little bit here.
I'm ready.
We're trying to figure out right now what happened yesterday with that AT&T outage because we've got headlines like this. Was the AT&T cell phone outage a cyber attack? Of course, that's of concern because we know that there was also some sort of attack on pharmacies yesterday. People right now can't get their prescriptions. They're waiting to get prescriptions that they need, stuff that's important to them for their livelihood. And because there was some sort of cyber attack yesterday, there are many people whose pharmacies are in trouble right now, and they can't necessarily deliver on the stuff that they need. And so that is coupled with what happened with AT&T. They say this afternoon, National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby told reporters the DHS and FBI are looking into the outages as well and are working with the tech industry and network providers to see what can be done from a federal perspective to enhance their investigative efforts to figure out what happened here. They say the bottom line is we don't have all the answers. We're working very hard to see if we could find out what went down. AT&T, for their part, said it wasn't caused by a cyber attack. It was a technical error. They're saying we screwed up. We screwed up over here. There was a technical error, and nobody
We
seems
as
to
in the
agree.
customer screwed up?
No, AT&T is saying we screwed up. They're saying they themselves screwed up. And the federal government's like, I don't know about that. And everybody watching is like, I don't know about, people are very, very concerned that there's something bigger afoot here. Only one way to find out. We'll have to keep an eye on all of this. And also, it happened, Fred. We landed on the moon. We did it. We landed on the moon again.
I heard Jimmy and them talking about it when they weren't sure. Like there was communications error. They're like, either we lost it or it landed and we don't know yet. And there was all kinds of things. And then I just shifted into other things and I totally forgot we were landing on the moon at that moment.
Yeah, what happened was the thing landed and then there was no signal from this Odysseus lander that came from Intuitive Machines. The first U.S. spacecraft to land on the moon since Apollo 17 in 1972. So no signals were coming back. And then they were like, maybe we got a faint emergency signal. And then I guess they said they got it. They have it under control, and they are in contact with this thing that is now landed.
Control-Alt-Delete.
Yeah, like we did with the stream at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Give it a little restart. eFresh Rocks on Twitch says, that's a daily issue. The pharmacies are so far behind due to understaffing. No. This is a new thing. This is a new thing where they actually had computer access issues. And we'll get into it a little bit later on in the show, but let's keep on task here with landing on the moon. Here was some of the reaction.
All stations, this is Mission Director on IM1. We're evaluating how we can refine that signal and dial in the pointing for our dishes. What we can confirm.
Oh my gosh! All right, hold on one second. This is NASA in 2024.
Well, technically, it's Intuitive Machines. IM is what they were saying there.
Okay, well, why Intuitive Machines? Does it sound like there's a guitar amp with a cord that's not plugged into a guitar? Why is there that noise?
They're space guys, not sound guys, man. Get with it, all right? It's the space guys. This is what they focus on.
If I were going on one of those the rockets that to fake space like William Shatner did, and I showed up and they had a hum, I'd be like, no. If you don't know how to get rid of this hum, you can't guarantee that I'm going to survive this trip to fake space.
Yeah, I'm looking at the control room for this Intuitive Machines that landed on the moon, and they made a decision to it was during the day when this happened for them, but they decided to do it in the dark. So their offices are pitch black.
That's fine. I don't hate that. I think it's weird that they all seem to. I mean, they have screens and they're into that, so that it's not like they need to face each other.
Yeah,
but
nobody's facing each other.
Looks like
they're
they're all
circle.
facing outward in a circle.
Yeah, they're in a circle with everybody facing away from each other, and they're wearing. Some of them are wearing uniforms that look like we're going to space today.
And
this is happening.
Whatever this island in the middle looks very Star Wars, like a hologram of the Death Star is about to just pop up and show everybody where the little hole is that we need to shoot into.
I think it might be the moon on that desk. I think that might be like what the print is on there.
I mean, it makes sense.
It's a little corny.
Our equipment is on the surface of the moon, and we are transmitting. So, congratulations, IM team. We'll see how much more we can get from that.
Bro, is that it? Are you kidding me?
Dude,
let
these
me
people need to take a page from the SpaceX book.
Let me bring you around full circle on this. These guys have been working for a long time. They put together a lander, Intuitive Machines Odysseus lander. They, for the first time since 1972, landed something on the moon for the United States of America, right? And when they're told, hey, guys, we did it, one dude clapped by himself.
Not one time.
Congratulations, IM team. We'll see how much more we can get from that.
That's it. That's what we get. There better be more clapping. All right. Come on, a little more. Like they're not excited,
call
man.
From our mission director, Dr. Tim Crane, and over
Go
to our
Prime.
CEO, Steve Altus.
Yeah, if I could
We don't need to hear from him. Just very, very impressive, boys. Good job all the way around. Next time, be a little more excited and loud and proud about what you've done because we landed on the moon again.
I don't understand how they needed that guy to tell them. Like, aren't they all doing something that correlates to the landing on the moon? That like more of them should know, like, hey, this was successful, right?
One would think. One would think.
Know.
All Day Yucker said it was a lot like this.
Please clap.
Please. We landed on the moon. Please clap. If you don't mind, could we get just a little round of applause here? Okay, when we come back, we'll get into my very strange start to a morning and perhaps the new listener that's out there in air quotes. What's going on? Wait till you hear this story. We got a lot on deck for you today. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Got an iPhone? Sweet. Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1.
There's a whole bunch of commotion due to accidents around the area this morning. Travel with caution. Florida's Turnpike southbound between Lake County Line and County Road 33. The left lane is blocked. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Alafaya Trail eastbound near Lake Underhill Road. Expect delays due to an accident on the Greenway northbound approaching the beach line. And on US 192, there's an accident westbound at Seven Dwarfs Lane. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text ALL to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text ALL to 321-321. That's ALL to 321-321.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
DeLand Nissan gives you the bottom line on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt.
And me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This is the News Junkie.
It's already over, and I don't even know. Looking for a window that I already closed. No matter how much I want it, how bad I
Well, hey there. Thanks for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. Very weird start to my day today. And perhaps
You too,
a new
huh?
person. Yeah, wait till you hear this. A new person maybe who is with us during the show today. Not sure, but I'll tell you about that in a second. I do want to share this with you because I want to see how strange things are out there in the audience these days, all right? And I tossed up a poll over at thenewsjunkie.com/poll. And there you can chime in on what we're asking today. And that is, are there any conspiracies that you actually believe in? And there's already some weird ones coming up that people are suggesting and some that I started the poll out with. But check it out if there's any conspiracies that you actually do believe in. I've got some. I've talked about them on the show before. We'll maybe get to that in a bit too. But go to thenewsjunkie.com/poll and bam, you can get to that very, very shortly. All right. Now, as to how the day started off. Okay, so I was talking to somebody last night. Every once in a while I'll go, I want to get something done around the house, C-Lane. And I'll start reaching out to, what is it, Tackle, the website where you like get somebody... Thumbtack, God damn it, I screw those up all the time. Thumbtack is a website where you can hire people who know how to do stuff, like handyman stuff. I don't know how to do any of that. I'm terrible at it. So I always have somebody come over and help me with the stupid problems that I have or get rid of stuff. Or in this case, it was pressure washing the front yard.
Okay.
And so
like the driveway?
The driveway,
Okay.
the front of the house, you know, the area in front of the front door, like the whole front of the house, basically. This guy was going to come over and pressure wash. And everything happened so fast, I was like, oh, no, I don't know if tomorrow is good when I was talking to him. I'm talking to him at like 9 o'clock last night, late. And this guy's like, oh, I could do it. I can get it done quickly. And I said, all right. And I said, this sounds weird, but I do a radio show from the house, so I can't have the loud pressure cleaner thing going past a certain time. And the guy goes, oh, no worries. No, that's really cool. It's really cool that you do a radio show. And I'm like, uh-oh. There's more questions to follow when this one comes through.
I roll the dice if I ever say what I do in an Uber, because sometimes they're like, "Oh, cool, I listen to radio."
Yeah,
or they're like, "Oh, what?" And then sometimes it's like questions and "Oh, what? Where can I hear it? Do you have an app?"
Right? Yeah. I mean, I think that when this stuff kind of comes up, it either goes that one way or that other way. And so I'm like, what's this guy going to do with this? So I told him, yeah, we do a radio show, so you got to have it done at a certain time. So he shows up nice and early, so he's got enough time to get everything done. And he's got all his equipment fired up, and he's pressure cleaning the front of the house, pressure cleaning the front door. I'm watching him through the security cameras, not like a creep, just making sure he's on time. And he's getting the driveway done. And then eventually I'm in the office doing some show prep, getting ready to come on live for the show. And the guy sends me a text and he's like, all set. And so I'm like, we don't even really need to talk. I said, do you want me to just send the money to your account? And he goes, yeah, that's fine. But I want you to come out and see the work, Mr. Wasson. I want you to be 199% happy with the work provided. And I go, okay. So I get out of my office and I walk out the front door and I walk out and I'm like, looking around, I'm like, great job, man. This looks fantastic. Like you really did a fantastic job here. And he looks over at me and he's like, pointing at his head. He's like, no. And I go, oh no. All right, here goes nothing. So I'm like, I got to communicate with this guy. So I'm talking big like dumb Americans do in other countries, like going, that was a good job, over enunciated with my mouth.
To a deaf person, that's fine. But the problem is when you do it to a Spanish person. Like my friend Tony, he used to work at the Jaws ride at Universal Studios, and he's Cuban, so he speaks Spanish. But when there would be other coworkers that would start talking to somebody who doesn't speak English, they would talk louder. You need to go over here, and Tony would be like, "Idiot! He's not deaf. He's Spanish."
Especially like an old man. An old man be like, what I need you to do is, and you're like, it's not a volume
arms
problem.
and legs inside the boat at all times.
It's not that. It's a language barrier. Or in this case, the guy was just deaf. He was completely deaf. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm really being exaggerated with my mouth. Like, great job, man. And he's like, oh, he's like shaking his head and stuff. And he starts typing on his phone to communicate. And he's like, is everything good? And I'm like, looks perfect. Thumbs up. Great job. And I said, I'm going to send you some extra because you did so well. And he's like, oh, my God, he's so happy. And then he posts, he starts typing on his phone. I'm like, where are we going now? We've completed this transaction. I've already paid him. I told him I was giving him extra. What's going on here? And he starts typing. He goes, what is the name of your radio show? And I go, oh no. And I'm like, and I went to say it, and then I was like, and I grabbed his phone and I type in the News Junkie. And he's like, oh no, he's excited about News Junkie, right? He's excited about News Junkie. And I said, oh, yeah, that's what it's called. And he goes, where can I follow you? He types out. And I was like, anywhere. You could go to thenewsjunkie.com. I was like, Facebook, and all of those places. You can follow me, follow the show.
Facebook,
you can do that.
Instagram, Twitter, y'all see this?
The guy's like, he types on his phone, IG ? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on Instagram. And I bring up in my account on his Instagram, and he follows it, and he's like, thumbs up. We're doing lots of thumbs up, back and forth. And when he sees that it's called the News Junkie, and he's like, hey, is it way better than that fake news out there? And I'm like, oh, all right.
Wait. That's a weird question to ask the person who does the show. Is your show better than fake news shows?
I don't know. Am I? I don't know. I'm just like, I think so.
It'd be awful if you said, no, we're fake.
And he's like, I don't trust that fake ass news out there. And I go, oh, this guy is an interesting character. First of all, he's black. Second of all, he's deaf. Third of all, I think he's like a Trump fan. Or if somebody at least is honed into fake news, I'm like, this guy is a character. Ain't nobody going to pigeonhole him and tell him who he needs to be. He follows his own dreams and his own path. And so I'm like, and so I respond, I'm like, hell no, ain't that fake news. I'm like, where am I going? And in my head for a second, I was like, well, what's he going to do? tune into the show and be like, well, they are fake news. What is this crap? And I'm like, you can't hear the show anyways. And then I realized, well, we've had over the years many, many deaf people call the show. And so obviously they are able to listen to the show somehow, right? Is that not the case? Have we not had deaf people who have called in?
So, yeah, in the past, I know that there was a place where they had like a medical kind of place where people live, like not like a home, but I guess it would be like a home for the deaf.
Right.
And they would have volunteers that would come and like turn on the radio and do sign language for the deaf. Yeah. I found this out when I was, like filling in on the Phillips file one time.
Sure.
And this guy kept trying to call with one of those TTY services.
Yeah, text to voice or whatever.
Well, there was a free one that you could use on the internet for a while.
This was before this was commonplace, just for the record, everybody. Like, this wasn't like, oh, I've heard this computer voice a million times. This was before that.
No, there was a free TTY website that you could use for a while. We used to prank call with it when we were in high school. And you do the typing, and then they're supposed to talk back and forth. And I thought it was a prank because they're like, we're deaf and we're fans of the show, and I'm like, that's not a real thing, guy.
You're hanging up on them?
Yeah, I was.
You monster!
I hung up on them. Hung up on the mayor of Sanford once. I did a lot of things.
Oh God!
So then we tried to have them on and like actually call in, and we took their call live. I think Jack was hosting that day because Jim would never ever have had the patience for that. And then we didn't either. It just took so long to have the conversation that that's one of the things where at the time, I mean, they were working with what they had, but the technology wasn't meeting them as nearly as much as it could these days.
Well, what's amazing is afterwards I was like, he can listen to the show. If that guy just goes over to the YouTube stream, because upon the top of all of these great radio stations that we're on, including Real Radio 104.1 in Orlando, Real Radio 92.1 in West Palm Beach, Real Radio 101.7 on the Treasure Coast, obviously The Freak over in Dallas, Texas, and we're on
Here's your freaking traffic.
We're on Real Talk over in Rochester, and we're all over the place. And now you can watch us on YouTube and just put the closed caption, and bam! We'll really grow out the deaf contingent of this show.
I got bad news.
What's that?
I'm on the YouTube thing right now, and it says subtitles / closed captions unavailable.
Unbelievable. All right, I can't have that kind of anti-deaf action taking place on a major platform.
I don't think we're ADA compliant right now.
Well, we got to fix that. We will fix that, folks. I promise you that. We'll get that fixed for you. Over to that poll, which you can join in on today, thenewsjunkie.com/poll, and it's what conspiracy theory do you actually believe? Number one so far was because he was born in Vermont, Sean owns stock in maple syrup, which is not true, just for the record. Even though you might think that's a conspiracy. It is one, technically, but it's just not true. We never landed on the moon is in second place. Only idiots believe conspiracy theories, and I'm not an idiot, says somebody, which that one I'm with. I'll probably vote for that. They spelled something wrong in this, but I do love it. One of the top ones is Sean never pimped 18 hoes. So I like it. Ice Panda was a red herring, somebody says. Many, many guesses here as to what the best conspiracies are.
I got us.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Is that from YouTube?
That's Video Ninja. There's a Caption Ninja.
All right, well, we got Caption Ninja, so we got something for the folks who joined the show.
I can't leave it on the screen.
No, it's a little bit much. All right, so the other conspiracy theory that's on top of 9/11 was an inside job was Sean has a houseboy living in a small space under the stairs. So those are the ones we got so far. Go over there and join in thenewsjunkie.com/poll. How's this for infuriating? A mother of three people, was given nearly $11,000. Okay, this woman was given $11,000, your money, taxpayer money, in a taxpayer-funded program for impoverished families. These poor families were getting a bunch of cash, and she said, I'm going to spend this. She took most of the money and went on a luxurious 5-day trip to Miami, she admits. She got a $180 glow up so she wouldn't look like a working mom while she was there. Sanitha Miller, 27, was one of 132 mothers in Washington, D.C. that got accepted into the Strong Families, Stronger Futures pilot program. She's going to screw this whole pilot program up. Why? She chose to take a no-strings-attached $10,800 lump sum rather than $900 monthly payments. She immediately spent more than $6,000 of that money on the trip for her, her 3 sons, and their father. She said, I wanted to blow it. I wanted to have fun. My kids got to experience something I would never have been able to do if I didn't have the money. She bought 15 new outfits for her kids, one for each child for each day of the vacation. She said every outfit they wore was brand new. She spent $180 getting her hair and nails done, makeover, all that. She was excited at how good she looked. She took a boat tour past some of the biggest mansions. She got steak dinners, new gadgets, and toys for the kids. And she said she spent over $6,000 of the $10,000 in this program to party in Miami, which is probably going to screw every other mother who's like, I just wanted to buy books for my kids. Probably going to screw all of those folks over. All right, let's go to you. What do you got to say to us today? You can send us a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Roll over there right now and send us yours. Here is Your Southern Mama. It says, just a quick hello from a toddler who listens to the show. We got deaf people. We got toddlers. We got it all, baby. Chime in with what you are today. Here's the toddler.
Hi, Miss Junkie. Hi, Tony.
Oh.
Hi, Sean. Hi, Sean.
Oh.
Hi, Sabrina. Hey, Brenda.
She's out.
Hey, C-Lane. Hey, Ruth. Love you guys. I love you guys. Bye.
You know what you're going to be?
Love you too.
You're going to be this so soon, and I'm sure you know this already, but you're going to be so soon one of the greatest interpreters in the world.
Yeah. My cousin is in that phase and has been in that phase. And it's like, I go, what did the kid just say? Oh, she wants this. She wants a bottle of this.
Yeah, I'll be like, and all this nonsense. And then they'll go, oh, he said he wants a bottle and he wants it warmer than it is because this bottle's too cold. And you go, how did you get that? What the kid just said. You will become Jackson's greatest interpreter of all time. You'll know what he's saying, and everybody else will be like, what did that kid just say? I have no idea what that was that just rolled out of his mouth. We want to hear from you, toddlers, deaf folks, everybody. Join us on the show today. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Actually, we can work in one more. One more. There was a pause for weekends.
We can.
Here's Bruise Traveler talking about Happy Friday.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
First of all, Fist Pump Friday. Yeah.
Still around?
With that intro.
Yeah.
But I'm totally looking forward to the idea of going to Steak Mountain, but if it's really Snake Mountain, I'm not sure I'm ready to fight Skeletor, and as much as Donald Trump might think he is, he's no He-Man.
I think that Steak Mountain sounds like a delicious place to be. I'm with you on that.
So I think what I'm getting from that, because I also read some stuff about this in the texting service, Snake Mountain was the place where the Skeletor from He-Man lived, I think.
I'm not sure, but it doesn't sound like a very inviting place. This is from the clip, if you didn't hear it, that started off the show today, where Trump was like, the migrants, they're pouring in. They're coming over Steak Mountain. Maybe it's Snake Mountain.
People are pouring over. It's sort of known as Steak Mountain, State Kill, Snake. It's snake. A lot of snakes. I think they're rattlesnakes.
I think they're rattlesnakes, he says. Always with the extra details. My favorite part about Trump speak. Okay, let's see.
I think they're rattlesnakes. They say black on yellow, kill a fellow. That's no good. That fellow would have voted for Trump.
Right. True. We can't have that. All right, quick break. When we come back. Oh, by the way, somebody saying, my buddy here in DeLand is a black deaf guy. His name's John. If that's him, you described him to a T. Is he from Zero Gravity Pressure Washing? Because that's where this guy was from. Zero Gravity Pressure Washing. That's my dude who just came by. What a hardworking, really cool guy he was. And he was fun to talk to in the way that we did talk and converse back and forth for a bit there. All right. He's very into the radio show. Very interested in that. When we return, we're going to get to something that's gone wrong. And we've talked about it quite a bit on the show here as of late. You know, these kid sickles. Well, it turns out the people who voted for some of this and the people who are celebrating the rulings of the Alabama Supreme Court, they were a little confused as to what just happened. I want to play some stuff for you that you're going to absolutely love. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends.
Every
weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Cool Today Weather Center, cooltoday.com.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for Central Florida on this Friday. And as we head throughout the rest of this Friday, we're expecting some changes on the way. We'll expect increasing clouds, some gusty winds, and also a couple of scattered showers that can't be ruled out, especially during the afternoon. It won't be a complete and total washout, but a couple of downpours will be possible. Temperatures today will make it to highs in the mid-70s. For this weekend, plenty of sunshine, highs back into the upper 60s and low 70s.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Kissimmee.
Save up to 70% at Mattress Warehouse today and sleep better tonight, knowing you got the best possible price. So where would you look to find the perfect mattress? In a little mattress store or Mattress Warehouse? Visit mattresswarehouse.com.
Make your dream of a new Pavers driveway, pool deck, beautiful patio, and artificial turf a reality with Pavers Depot. Join us at the largest Pavers showroom in Central Florida. Over 400,000 square feet in stock, including Tamron brand pavers. Pavers Depot can get your job done in just 2 weeks with a free estimate on custom installation. Visit online at paversdepot.com or call 407-839-5900. 407-839-5900. paversdepot.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
One of my favorite things about That Mortgage Guy Don from thatmortgageguyDon.com is the fact that he is part of the Real Radio family. That's right, every Saturday morning you can hear the Home Loans Radio Show. Hear Don and his crew answer your questions live on the air, pull back the curtain on the mortgage business, explain the real mortgage process to you because he wants you to know how it works. Get the process started today with an expert and a friend that you could trust by going to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the book, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Nothing can quite make your heart skip a beat like knowing you need a new roof. For starters, which company do you hire? K1 Roofing is a leading local roofing company with over 30 years of experience servicing Central Florida homes. But don't call them roofers. They consider themselves masters of their craft, and they offer a full range of services from new construction projects to old home restoration. At K1 Roofing, they strive to develop smart solutions that save you time and money. K1 Roofing sticks to their deadlines and consistently stays under their clients' budgets while ensuring excellent quality control. In fact, they are so confident in their work, they offer a complete customer satisfaction guarantee, and you don't hear that very often anymore. Book your no-obligation consultation with K1 Roofing today by calling 386-848-2409. Again, that's 386-848-2409. Or go online to k1roofing.com.
Committing to saving for 4 years of college can be stressful for families. Not to worry. Florida Prepaid has a plan for you. The reality is, most parents don't cover all of their child's college costs. A Florida Prepaid 1-year university plan lets you start small and add a year at a time as your budget allows. With the lowest prices in 10 years, plans now start at just $34 a month and are 100% risk-free, so you can never lose your investment. Plus, any amount you save today means less debt for them tomorrow. Florida Prepaid open enrollment is now. Find your plan today.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
The
free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
This Earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Wassey's Meat Market, the best place to buy a big green egg.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The game of magnets, taking over the world one terrible person at a time. This is the News Junkie.
We'll get to the most hilarious reaction to this whole IVF thing. That's in vitro fertilization. And the ruling in Alabama by the Supreme Court that has made it so there's some hospitals that are like, hey, we're not going to do IVF right now. Like, we're not going to do that, despite the fact that there are families who would truly benefit from this. And they had to put the brakes on it because they were afraid that the doctors, the nurses involved might go to prison if they do this because of this ruling. And it's kind of hilarious where this is twisted to, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Don't forget, we are 22 days away from Just OK 2, the big show that is going down at Plaza Live. All the details for you to be there and hang out with us. And do not miss, because we were just working on it this morning, the intro for C-Lane and I's duo. The name of our duo to be announced at the event. You'll be there. You'll learn what's going on in our intro. You'll blow your socks right off your body, right off your feet. And you can go get those tickets right now while they last over at realradio.fm/justok. All right, here's what I was talking about. Now, so to bring you back, if you don't know, as I briefly mentioned, the Alabama Supreme Court came up with this ruling, and they said, basically, kid sickles are a thing. If you have IVF embryos, those are children. Those are actual children. And anybody with a brain is like, what? That's a frozen embryo.
I mean, in a roundabout way, they said it. The ruling was that there was already some sort of rights established for an unborn child,
right?
But the assumption was that the unborn child would be a child that's in the womb that is currently, growing and going through the pregnancy process. And what they did was they said, oh, by the way, these embryos that are frozen, those have the same rights.
Right. So here's the problem here. When you have law in Alabama that suggests that life begins at conception and those humans, those babies, those fetuses, whatever you want to call them, they have rights at that point. Then when you start life, in air quotes, and then you freeze an embryo and put it in one of these IVF facilities, they say that is a child and that you've, by definition, taken away some of the rights of the child. That's super problematic. Even the Republicans who were coming out in support of this are either confused about it or totally changing their minds. And Matt Gaetz is he's not a centrist by any stretch of the imagination. And Matt Gaetz is like, this is stupid. This is dumb. He was on CNN. He said something is totally wrong. The people who want to have a family should have the government and the law on their side. And the notion that discarded embryos in an IVF somehow turn these people who want children and want families and want the American dream into criminals is really wrong. And he's exactly right.
And it has been a while since I've heard anybody go, hey, guys, listen up. Matt Gaetz said a smart thing.
Sometimes, it's the people who you might disagree with are exactly right. Matt Gaetz is right on some things. He's right on this. Whether you agree with him on other things doesn't matter. He says, the reporter said they're wrong. He said pro-life means being pro-IVF. And I've worked side by side with progressive Democrats like Sarah Jacobs to make sure that our military members can have access to IVF in the event of a deployment or other challenges to family formation. So he's not for this ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court. He says the law needs to change. And I agree with him. He says it's by the law, right? It's by the law, like Sealand was pointing out. But the law should change because this is dumb. Because we have dumb laws. We discover this sometime. And there's another moment that I want to live through with you, and that is when Senator Tuberville, Tommy Tuberville, Republican of Alabama, who should probably know what's going on with the Alabama Supreme Court, when he was questioned about the IVF services being paused as a result of this, the first thing he said was, I totally agree with it. I totally agree. I absolutely agree with it. And then it became pretty clear he had no idea what he was talking about. So listen in.
Do you have a reaction to the Alabama Supreme Court ruling on the fact that embryos are children?
Yeah, I was all for it. We need to have more kids. We need to have an opportunity to do that. And I thought this was the right thing to do. But
all right, so he said,
you don't know what you're talking about, sir.
He said, I was all for it. I think people should be able to have families.
You know what I think? I think he did not know what the ruling. I mean, obviously we know he didn't know what the ruling was, or he's not really making sense based on the spirit of the ruling.
No,
but I think he didn't know that there was a ruling until just now, and he's only basing his opinion on what she said to him, that embryos are children.
Right. He's like, I totally agree. Absolutely, I'm fundamentally in agreement with that. Like, he totally had no idea what was happening here.
Court ruling on the fact that embryos are children?
Yeah, I was all for it.
All for it.
We need to have more kids. We need to have an opportunity to do that. And I thought this was the right thing to do. But
all right, so when he's saying we need to have more kids, we need to have more opportunity to do that, he's clearly, just like Gaetz, on board with people being able to start their families if they need to. If you are a person who is listening to the sound of my voice right now.
Doing that too?
All right, got you on both
Somewhat.
those. And you somehow think that a person who wants to utilize the power of science and innovation in IVF, in vitro fertilization, talk about an amazing thing that us humans have come up with here, a way to help people out. If you really want to have a child and you weren't able to do that naturally, boom, there it is as an opportunity for people to have a family. To build the American dream. These things are fantastic. Even he agrees. Tuberville agrees. Gaetz agrees. They all agree. Everybody agrees on that. If you're a person that hears that and goes, no, IVF is terrible, I'm against IVF, I don't know how to help you. I mean, you're lost in the woods. You've got a brain dead, smooth brain mindset that I don't even know if it could be overcome with some logic and reason. Because that's just really dumb. Like, if you're against IVF, you're just really ignorant, stupid outlook on life. Although I'd love to hear from you. So send your dispatch over. Let me know if you are against that. I don't think we get a single one.
I think the people that would be against something like IVF, it would be for a religious reason. You
think so?
I think it would be like a playing God kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe, but I think that would have to be a pretty extremist version of that. I think most people that I know who are religious, and I know a lot of people who are, religious folks, they believe in God. They're any of, Catholic, Christian, whatever denomination they are. And none of the people that I know would ever be against that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though I understand what you're saying, like, they're saying you're playing God. I've never met an actual religious person who thought like that.
I mean, that thought like that about IVF, like, I don't know. There are things about it. So when Ashley and I were going through the preliminaries for IVF, and they were explaining how everything works to us. We were signing paperwork on who gets the embryos if we die. And we were doing all that kind of stuff, all before we made the down payment. And part of the process says that, all right, we're going to try and fertilize. We want to have 6 viable embryos, before we implant one. and they're going to test each embryo and tell you the sex of the baby.
Right.
Of the sex of the embryo. They're going to know the gender via genetic testing or something like that. And then we can decide, do we want to roll the dice, flip the coin, or do we want them to put in a boy or a girl? There was a part of IVF where they go, you may choose the gender of the baby. And we
That's
went,
awesome.
It's cool, but I think there are people that like hear that and go, it's a little unnatural.
What a dumb caveman perspective. It's like saying, yes, of course we invented air travel, but that's just not right. We're playing God by flying through the air, zooting around inside a 747. You shouldn't do that. You should stick to like just walking around on your hands or your feet, you know? Your hands and feet, maybe if you're super old caveman style. Cro-Magnon, way back. If you are able to do things, I think you should do them. I think we're fine to do them. Now, within reason, of course. But this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about, this Senator Tuberville of Alabama. And he's like, yeah, I support families.
Carter on YouTube makes a good point. It says you can't reason with anti-abortion absolutists. By their logic, if life begins at conception, anything after it's murder, and that includes embryos that are never implanted.
Right, of course. Just like anything else, there are standoffs where if you get into a conversation, a debate with somebody, if they land on different moral principles, you can't really argue with their moral principles. You can argue that they're wrong and you think morally that their decision is repugnant, but you're just landing in the same spot. It's like if somebody says, I believe marriage should be between a man and a woman. And you go, well, why? Why would you gatekeep marriage? That seems stupid. Doesn't seem like marriage during biblical times was the same as it was now in terms of like a governmental institution, yada, 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 yada. You can say all those things, but if they go, well, I formulate my rights and wrongs off of the Bible. And so in the Bible, I believe it says, so you see what I'm saying? You run into these things. I don't think that's where this guy is going, Tuberville. I just think he doesn't know it, and they continue on.
IVF is used to have more children, and right now IVF services are paused at some of the clinics in Alabama. Aren't you concerned that this could impact people who are trying to have kids?
Well, that's for another conversation.
Is it?
We need more kids. We need the people to have the opportunity to have kids.
Senator, what do you say to the women right now in Alabama who no longer have access to IVF, or who will not, as a result of this ruling? What do you say to them?
Uh-oh.
That's a hard one. It really is.
That's a hard one.
Because, again, you want people to have that opportunity. And that's what I was telling her. We need more kids.
I like this. Watch.
With all due respect, what?
With all this, what do you know what you're even talking about right here? 99% of people, if you line them up, they'll agree on some things. Pizza's pretty good. Cheeseburgers aren't bad. I like a nice steak. Not me. I'm off on that one.
Like a nice greasy hamburger.
And IVF for people who need it is an amazing, astonishing thing that we can create. But somehow we end up here. But if all these people are all on the same page, if both sides of the aisle are on the same page and they think that this is dumb, then now's the time to act. Now's the time to go out there and write some new law. And the senator from Alabama who was just stumped by this is the perfect person to do it. Change it. Make it right.
Never been more upset that I don't know where Sabrina's Curb Your Enthusiasm music is.
Tommy says, if the embryo is a child, you can get 10 deductions on your taxes for children.
That's another there were so many text messages about that when we first brought it up, where they said, if the embryo is a child, now I can file it on my taxes.
Don't mind if I do. All right, let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now. When we come back, there is perhaps another thing that they're going to say you can't bring with you on an airplane. And it's all because of a story that just happened. What is it that they're probably going to say? Hey, leave that behind. Don't bring it with you. This is a problem now, just like the box cutters. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Orlando City is back on the pitch at Inter & Co Stadium to begin their 2024 campaign by hosting CF Montreal this Saturday. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on Real Radio 104.1.
There's a bit of commotion due to a couple of accidents throughout the area. Travel with caution. Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Washington Avenue. The right lane is blocked. On I-4 westbound approaching Sand Lake Road, the left shoulder is blocked. Travel with caution there. There's bumper-to-bumper traffic on I-4 eastbound due to an accident between State Road 44 and approaching US 92. The left lane is blocked as well. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at CVS.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Folks, I just told you about somebody who has helped me out around the house, used people that I trust. Got a new guy now that I trust as of today, and he was awesome. And when it comes to my AC, there's nobody else I'm going to other than Mills Air. I mean, they're the best of the best. It's like the place that you find and you go, this is a dream. They're fantastic. They're honest, and I trust them. And there's a lot of value in that. And you don't have to wait until something is broken to have Mills Air help you out. You see, Mills Air has preventative maintenance, and that can save you big money. They can detect an upcoming breakdown and get you ready for it. You don't want those surprises. Those are not good, especially if you're not doing fantastic financially. It's good to get ahead of this stuff. So dial 407-277-1159. That's how you get on the phone with somebody from Mills Air. Tell them, look, I'm interested in this preventative maintenance plan. They'll send somebody out. They'll change the filters. They'll clear the lines. They'll do all this stuff. They'll look at your AC from top to bottom, and they'll tell you what's going on. Is it in good shape? Does it need some help? Et cetera, et cetera. They've been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years, 32 years in counting. They're a Carrier factory authorized dealer. They can get you huge rebates toward a brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and you could always turn to Mills Air. Visit them now. Go to millsair.com.
Tommy Mello here, owner at A1 Garage Doors. When I was growing up, my mom had to work 3 jobs to save our house. I love my mom. She's the most important person in the world to me. When she moved into her new house recently, I looked at the parts that the builder put on her garage. Parts that were designed to break, and the first thing I thought was to replace the springs, rollers, and hinges, and I also added decorative hardware to make the house look beautiful. Did you know the garage makes up 40% of your home's curb appeal? I wanted my mom's garage to not only look good, but it had to work right too. When I started A1 Garage, I thought about my mom, and I thought, I'm going to treat everyone just like my mother. Call today for our $129.99 tune-up special to keep all those nasty bugs and winter out of your garage. And remember, the garage door is the smile of your home. So don't wait. Call A1 Garage Door Service, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs, like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com, Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste. Because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
The biggest used car selection under $20K. Leap into Sutherland Nissan Orlando.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. High diving face first into the world's most viral newsroom. This is the News Junkie.
We're gonna separate ourselves tonight. We're always running scared for holding knives.
I'll tell you what, I'm fighting it. I'm fighting as hard as I can, but slowly I'm becoming the I remember when guy. Like, for instance, I remember when we could go on an airline and fly from one place to another without ever taking off our shoes. Mm-hmm. I remember those days. I remember you just walked through TSA. There was no weird body scanners where you got to put your hands up like a triangle over your head, you know? And you zoomed through. TSA was kind of a joke, honestly. It was like back in the day, there used to be a security system in place at Universal Studios, which was sticks. All the security people had sticks, and then they'd look at your purse or your bag, and you'd open it up, and they'd push stuff around with a stick, and they'd be like,
that's just so they don't touch your stuff.
Yeah, but they got a little stick, and then you're going to go through. Now you go through security, which is good, you know, for a place like that. They got metal detectors. They got all those things. TSA was like the sticks before. It was like, don't have a bomb over here. You know, I'm not going to blow up an airplane. And so you'd walk through, easy peasy. Next thing you know, you're on your flight and you're on your way. And then some absolute asshole by the name of Richard Reed decided that he was going to be all Al-Qaeda and he was going to try to blow up a flight midair. And what he was going to do was blow up his shoe. And what Richard Reed did was he packed his shoe in the heels of his tennis shoes. He packed explosives in there. And a little ways through the flight, when the plane was like at 12,000 feet or so, he took out a lighter and started to try to light his shoe on fire so he could blow himself up and blow a giant hole in the side of the plane and kill a bunch of people. And when he did that, he's like, the lighter's not lighting. He's having some problems. All of a sudden, people start to notice, why is that guy trying to light his shoe on fire? What's going on with him up there? And they tackle Richard Reed, and next thing you know, there's new rules, right? The rules are, can't be going into TSA without taking your shoes off. We need to take a look at you. We need to make sure that you're not doing anything bad here. We want to make sure that you're not going to blow up a plane like old Richard Reed would, right?
Yet, if you pay some money for TSA pre-check, you can keep your shoes on.
Can you really? I didn't know that was part of it, man.
Yeah, pre-check, I think you keep your... Yeah, I think...
Let me see here. That's cool, actually, because it is kind of a pain in the ass, right? Here it is. Richard Reed, known as the Shoe Bomber. I don't want to get things wrong. It's been a long time since I remember the story. A guy was born in London, yabba yabba, got radicalized, prepared for the bombing. Here it is. On December 22nd, 2001, this was not long after September 11th, friends, a passenger on a flight from Paris to Miami complained of the smell of smoke in the cabin shortly after meal service. One flight attendant said she thought she smelled a burnt match. She walked along the aisles of the plane trying to find the source. She found Reed, who was sitting alone near the window, attempting to light a match. He didn't even have a lighter. They warned him that smoking wasn't allowed on board. He said, "I'm sorry, I'll stop." A few minutes later, they saw him leaned over in his seat. Reed showed this woman what he was doing. He had a shoe in his lap and a fuse leading to the shoe and a lit match. They had to subdue the 6'4" Richard Reed. He's a big boy, 215 pounds.
That's a reasonable height.
They cuffed him. Yeah, you're that height. An off-duty doctor on board administered a tranquilizer to him, which is totally awesome. And then after that, they said no more of these shoes just cruising through TSA.
Is the tranquilizer something that they keep in the airplane?
I don't know if they generally have it or not.
I know there's like some stuff.
They might. It's good to have that if somebody's totally freaking out.
Because I know the doctor's not just keeping tranks on him, is he?
No,
I got more questions if the doctor was, if the doctor's traveling around and goes, yeah, we're going to have a good time, so I brought some tranquilizers. We're gonna mess around here. We like to have fun.
Dr. Feelgood in action here. One of the craziest things, the explosive on Richard Reed's shoe did not detonate due to an unexpected delay in the departure of Richard Reed's flight. It was raining outside. And the rainy weather, along with the fact that Richard Reed he was nervous. He started sweating. His feet started sweating. And it made the fuse too wet to ignite. So just chance and circumstance stopped that from happening. And they said, no more shoes. So anyways, I say all that to say this. We may have something else to put on the list of things you can't bring through TSA. All of a sudden, they were worried about fluids. Maybe that'll be used for a bomb. You can only have, what is it, an ounce or 2 ounces? Or what's the limit? Do you remember?
You got to have, it's got to be in a clear quart size bag. And then inside, you can have containers of no more than 100 milliliters.
Right. So they're specific about that because of bombing stuff that they're worried about.
They always ask me, like, how
many liters?
How much is this? 100 milliliters.
Yeah, you say that no matter what. Of course I would. One thing that I say, and I know a lot of people take issue with this, you can find it to be a crazy conspiracy. Add it to the list at thenewsjunkie.com/poll for what conspiracy do you actually believe in today over at thenewsjunkie.com/poll. But I believe from some of the stuff that I've seen that the reason that they don't want you on your phones and they want you to put on airplane mode on a flight is because they're worried about somebody with checked baggage activating a bomb, detonating a bomb when they're at like 10,000 or under 10,000 feet or so, where they can still reach the cell towers. So like, let's say you're at 6,000 feet, your phone can work there a lot of times. And if your phone is working and it's not off like they told you it to be until you got to 10,000 feet, you could possibly call a cell tower and activate something in the cargo hold.
Okay.
That's what I think is happening.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you, I don't want to tell people how to bomb a plane, but
you're going to do it, aren't you?
Wouldn't you find a way that's not using your cell phone?
You would be able to probably, but they were worried about that. I think, this is my theory. I think that they were worried about that. And so they said, everybody start doing this because before 9/11, there wasn't like turn off your Blackberries and your Crackberries and, all that whole thing.
Well, before 9/11, you believe in the conspiracy that the idea of a cell phone interfering with the plane's instruments is a lie.
I believe it's largely nonsense. I've seen people mess around with this. They've never been able to really replicate too much interference there.
I think they don't. I think they don't want people just having a loud phone converation. I think it would be noise pollution. Right. They have rules against doing that. Now that Wi-Fi is a thing, and you could essentially use a Wi-Fi call or do a FaceTime or get on Zoom. You could do a handful of things on the plane, but they tell you you're not allowed to.
Right. It's simply Jeremy says they don't check your phone. Well, they do go around and make sure everybody's off their devices, or at least they're supposed to. That's one thing that they do.
Well, but now it's hard to even do that because you're allowed to hold your phone during takeoff.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you do it. You're the one who follows all the rules. When they
I
tell you
put
to
my
put
phone on
mode.
airplane mode. You know,
Like a total pussy. See, it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Let me put it on airplane mode. I don't do nothing. Got to keep it on data the whole time.
all right.
I don't even go on Wi-Fi.
Then your battery's going to be
Probably. So there's a new thing now, probably that's going to be added to that list where you can't bring it along with you on a plane as a result of an incident this week in Las Vegas, of all places. You see, a man is accused of attacking another passenger, including stabbing him with a bundle of pens wrapped in a rubber band, they say, during a flight to Las Vegas last month. Julio Lopez is our guy. They say that he seemed fidgety during the flight. He kept putting gloves on and off and going through his backpack over and over and over again. Lopez, about 30 minutes before the flight landed in Las Vegas, left for the bathroom. When he returned, he allegedly began punching and hitting the man seated across the aisle, identified only as CR. The man's wife and another witness screamed at Lopez to stop, and Lopez allegedly struck the man's wife during the altercation as she shielded her 7-year-old son. Lopez then moved to the front of the airplane, screaming, "I'll only talk to the FBI," he said, according to the complaint. So he had a bunch of pens wrapped up in a rubber band, and he was stabbing the guy next to him with these pens. Don't be surprised if that ends up on the list for a little while, where they're like, can't have this either. But
or you can only have one pen.
One pen and one pen only.
But a bundle of pens.
It's dangerous. That's dangerous. You can't have that. I'll tell you, if I was across the aisle for some lunatic, you're on my radar, buddy, when you're taking your gloves on and off, because I profile. I know there's some of you who are so scared these days that somebody's going to cancel you or something. You don't even profile people. You should profile everybody. The scary hobos in the street need to be profiled. You need to make sure you're aware of potential threats around you. Profiling could save you. If you see a guy taking his gloves on and off and on and off and on and off, I'm not saying like do something terrible to the guy right away, but I'm saying, hey, keep an eye on the guy. Look at him, make sure he's not doing something crazy with his pens and rubber bands. And that's what I do. I look around and I go, this dude's weird. I don't profile people based on the color of their skin or their religion. I profile whether you seem like you're crazy or you're going to attack me or something. You look dangerous, right? And that's totally aside, in my estimation, from those other things that are just like immutable characteristics. So I see this guy fidgeting and taking off his gloves, putting on his gloves. I see him trying to punch my wife, trying to attack my kid. I don't even know, and I'm not pretending like I'm hero badass Sean, right? I'm just being real. I don't even know if I'd need help from anybody on the plane. Even if it was Richard Reed's side. I'd grab that son of a bitch so fast. I'm scared of flying, friends. I'm bothered by it. I'm already on edge. I will freak the F out on one of these flights. If this started happening around me, chaos would break loose. It would be a disaster. Pens or no pens. I do like some of the new additions to thenewsjunkie.com/poll because it's what conspiracy theory do you actually believe? One of the ones is a real recent one, I'll tell you. And you could put your vote in or your suggestion over at thenewsjunkie.com/poll. So I still like the one, only idiots believe in conspiracies. I'm not an idiot. I would select that. Or Sean has a houseboy living in a small space under the stairs. Ice Panda was a red herring. They don't believe that's going to be the name of the band. You'll only see if you come out to just okay. Epstein didn't kill himself. That's one of them. Fluoride in drinking water was meant to make us apathetic sheeple. And here's my favorite. The deaf repair guy wasn't real, somebody said. That's a very fast conspiracy theory.
Or wasn't deaf. That would be that would be a real, because that's be difficult to fake. You have to be a really good actor to go about your business, convincing people that you're deaf and not reacting to a single thing you hear. Remember when I had the, oh gosh. Remember when I had the Uber driver that was like, he had a sign in the thing that said he was completely deaf?
Oh yeah, you took a picture of it and sent it to the group text.
And you responded, and I didn't have the balls to do this, just because. Like, I don't know if he was 100%. Like, what if he just heard a little bit? I didn't. You were like, scream bloody murder in the car right now, and take a video of it. And I was like,
And if he doesn't react, give him a big ass tip. And if he reacts, you son of a bitch, you slimy bastard. You didn't do it though.
No, I pushed out.
Could have been good. There's not a single vote for chemtrails or poison, despite all the chemtrails people that I've run into in my times.
And the poison.
I've never met anybody publicly who is against IVF, Sealand, but I have met chemtrails people.
Really?
And yeah, there used to be a famous guy who lived right across from the Palm Beach International Airport where I was. And he had I think he still does. He had like a sign up that was like chemtrails and skull and crossbones and like a big X out there. And it was always up from me being a kid on. What do you actually believe in? Send us that dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com/poll.
I don't know if I met any chemtrails people or if I have and they just haven't said it.
Yeah.
But I think I do have a loose changer friend.
Oh, yeah. The 9/11 is an inside job. There was a lot of them at a certain period of time. I have some. I got one conspiracy mainly that I believe in. One used to be more of a conspiracy, but I knew it wasn't at the time. But I'll reveal some of those as the show goes on. Things that I actually believe are truthful, that are regarded as conspiracy theories. We'll see what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com/poll and send yours right now. Right now, let's hear from a couple of you. Here's Chaos. He's talking about IVF stuff. Let's hear from him.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Junkies.
Quiet.
Shut up.
Yeah?
What's up?
Too quiet. I got to pass on you, Chaos. Too quiet. Sorry. Guitar Slinger is louder, hopefully.
Yeah, I know my last take on this was really bizarre, but listen to me here. I'm serious this time.
Oh.
This whole IVF thing and abortion is all being pushed upon us by a religious extremist population, and they are shoving their Christian morals right down our throats. And a lot of people say, well, I don't care, abortion, IVF. Eventually, they're going to try to moralize something you do care about.
You know, hard disagree, and here's why. Let me lay this out for you. Hopefully you agree with me. Maybe you don't. The folks who are pushing any kind of anti-IVF stuff, I think those people are pretty extremist, probably religious people, right? I would agree with you. If you're anti-IVF, you probably are that. But people who are just flat out against abortion with some restrictions, like maybe this person's like saying third trimester is too much, or second trimester is too much, or after 16 weeks is too much. Those people, a lot of them are not motivated by religion at all. They just have a different moral view on life, and it doesn't have to be guided by religion. Maybe they just think like, I think it's wrong at this point. And that's why you get like 50, 52, 54% of people, as we revealed in the poll the other day, that agree with those kind of things. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Let's do another one here.
I've heard people say that the third trimester is too much.
Yeah.
Money.
Too much money. Third trimester. Man, there's people who I'll hear just agree with it all the way up until the moment. You know, they're like, a couple minutes before. Like, this is your last opportunity.
I feel like I knew somebody who had to find a doctor for a later one. Because it's not, I don't know if it was because third trimester is illegal in Florida, I think, right?
It is. Certainly now it is. But I think I'm even for some of that stuff if it absolutely is going to be a problem with the health of the child to be or the mother. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're like, this child's going to be born dead anyways, and mom is saying that she wants to, call an audible here at the last minute, I'd be like, fine, that's fine. My views are a little more radical on some of this stuff, I think. It's hard to tell where you line up when only the crazies seem to get the most attention with their opinions. We could do one more, right? Here's What Can Brown Do For You? This says, good for the mother.
Good afternoon, morning, junkies.
What mother?
Maybe I'm in the minority here, but I don't have an issue with that mother spending the money taking their kids on a vacation.
For real?
Like that. I myself grew up very poor, and we didn't do any sort of vacations as a family. And now that I make a pretty decent living, I go out of my way to try to make them memories for my kids and stuff. So if it's like a once in a lifetime or, once in a childhood type experience for her kids, something that they'll never, that they're not able to provide, I don't have an issue with that. So.
All right, here's the problem. You sound like somebody who's probably got it together a little bit, and you probably had a time where you struggled a little bit more, and now you're like, if I got this money, I might give people an experience of a lifetime, because experiences are everything. You can't take the money with you when you die. Keep these things in mind throughout your life, right? But if you're incredibly poor and you're struggling and you have, what does she have, like 3 kids or something? and thrust upon you is $10,500, the first thing you should do is have an emergency savings fund, which if you don't have it already, that money should have been that immediately. That should have been her backup emergency savings fund. Take a little bit of it to make sure the kids have everything that they need. Make sure all your bills are paid. If there's anything around the house that could provide a better life for the children to fix, go for it. Spend the money on that. But spending $6,000+ taking your kids to Miami so you can party, get your hair did, and enjoy yourself and get the kids some outfits for Miami is a waste. It's a waste. Plus, Miami's like the worst destination for little kids. That's not a fun place to go as a kid. Miami sucks for kids. It's fun for like 20-something-year-old folks and for literally nobody else.
I went to Miami as a kid a lot.
How'd it go? How'd it go for you?
I visited my grandparents and then stayed in crappy hotels.
Did you get South Beach?
I don't know if it was actually South Beach.
Maybe next time.
Hit the beach.
We're going to hear
That's
from
where
you.
the crappy
Your
hotels
dispatch.
were.
That's where all of them are. We're going to hear from you. Your dispatch is coming up next. Go to thenewsjunkie.com/, and you're going to see where you can send us a dispatch right now. Okay. I thought it was the poll again that I was talking about. I'm not. We got to talk about this sheriff who is in the news. What did he do? Was it wrong? We'll try to get to that next. Plus, I was right about it yesterday. What did I nail day of? I didn't have any advance notice on this, I promise, but I did get it right. And that's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
2 right lanes are blocked on US 192 westbound at Seven Dwarfs Lane. Travel with caution. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Washington Avenue. The right lane is blocked. And there's bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on I-4 eastbound between State Road 44 and approaching US 92. Travel with caution through there. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. When pepperoni is your favorite pizza, the only choice is Marco's Pepperoni Magnifico. Their fresh dough topped with signature sauce, 3 real cheeses, classic pepperoni, and crispy cupped old world pepperoni. Get a large now for just $9.99. Participation may vary. See store for details.
If you're ready to refinance, buy your first dream home, do some debt consolidation, then you got to work with That Mortgage Guy Don. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com to work with an expert and a friend that you can trust. Plain and simple. No spam, no hassle, just peace of mind.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
WJRR presents the Brightside Music Festival April 27th, taking over the Central Florida Fairgrounds for the highly anticipated return of Sublime featuring Jacob Knoll, along with Eric Wilson and Bud Goff, plus special guest 311 along with Goldfinger and plenty more to be announced. Get tickets at brightsidefest.com. That's brightsidefest.com.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
And we're Anajar and Levine. Experience the Anajar and Levine difference by calling us with any of your legal needs. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office Orlando.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan Silver Dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan Silver Dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks, guaranteed. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan Silver Dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan Silver Dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-529-6468. That's 1-800-529-6468.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551 and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. GMC Sierra trucks in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Dispensing unsolicited advice on a wide range of pointless topics. It's the News Junkie.
We'll get to the sheriff who is under fire in just a moment. And, you know, I'm not meaning to pound my chest and brag here, but I'm going to pound my chest and brag here.
Brag.
If you don't mind. Yesterday on the show, all right, it was just yesterday on the show I said this. Should I just play it from my phone into the microphone? I've got the portion of the podcast ready, all right? Let me see. This is the easiest way to do it.
Be dead. Mark my words. Vice will be dead.
Saudi Arabia.
All right, let me go back.
And tried to think that they were going to cover the news BuzzFeed style, and no one cared.
Right.
Nobody viewed it. It shut down. It died. R.I.P. Like some of these other outlets will. It's a matter of time for others. Like Vice is going to be dead. Mark my words. Vice will be dead.
And later on that very day, we see Vice Media to lay off hundreds and stop publishing on Vice.com.
I looked down on my phone, and you had text me and Sabrina, like, boom, called it. I said it on the show today. I called it. And I was like, Britney has dementia?
It's not that. Wait for that one. I don't even know if that'll come out because it's some medical information, but I truly think that is, maybe that's another conspiracy that I believe in. That Britney has the very same type of dementia that Wendy Williams has. That's not grounded in nothing, because some of the information that came out in the conservatorship back and forth in a court of law was that Britney Spears had been diagnosed with some form of early onset dementia, which is exactly what we were talking about there. So I think there's something to these things. And I said, Vice Media is RIP. It's dead. It's just a matter of time. Same damn day, it's announced that they're done. And it's over with over there. They said they're looking to partner with established media companies to distribute digital content, including news, on their global platforms. Basically, they're going to like Instagram and social media platforms only. That's the rebrand here. And they're going to fire a whole ton of people off because nobody was visiting their site and they weren't making any money. They were losing tons of money. They lost hundreds of millions of dollars over the year. Why? Because they were writing articles that were like, this transgender redhead got his lemonade stand shut down for selling CBD inside the lemonade. Like, it was too focused and targeted on the tiniest demographic of human beings, or just outrage culture in general. And
did you come up with that yourself, or is that a real Vice headline?
It could be. No, I just riffing off random things. But Carter says, Vice dying is a bummer. They covered so many stories about underreported parts of the world. Vice TV has done interesting stuff. In fact, back in the day when Vice was truly Vice and not like this weirdo, like, I don't know, it got kind of culture war-y and like super political. Vice was this thing where these younger reporters who did not follow any of the mainstream rules would go to other countries and report on things that nobody else was reporting on. And it was cool. And it had edge to it. But it wasn't like of a political party. And it wasn't like everybody there had the same exact political opinion. I tell you, I almost took a job at Vice once. And I'm so glad that I didn't.
Well, how long ago was this?
This was a long time ago.
Been real messed up if you said like 6 years.
No. This was probably 15 years ago, I'm guessing. All right? That's a guess, but that may be a little off, maybe a little more than that. When I was, I had worked with somebody at Clear Channel at the time, and different people that I knew that I worked with had moved off to different spots. And this person knew of me and what I did with internet traffic. And they go, hey, I'm working at Vice. You got to come over here. I'll get you an interview, and it'll be easy. You'll be all set up, and you can work at Vice in New York City with me. And I was like, I don't know. At the time, they were kind of still that cool Vice. They weren't like this super weird leftist political thing that they turned into. And it wasn't nearly as like obnoxious as it was, but it was still like, I just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like the right fit for me. And all the other jobs that I had that were digital at the time had radio tie-ins. So like I was working in West Palm Beach doing a radio show and doing internet work. And then I took the job instead of Vice with WGN in Chicago doing internet stuff and radio work, working on the WGN radio station there.
So you finally shed all that internet stuff.
Yeah, I got rid of it once and for all. No, I still have to do it now. And now I'm having to do more than ever. Oh, God, if you only knew. You know, the whole developer thing I told you about. We're moving on. Moving on. I'm doing some stuff myself now. Getting back in there, which feels good. But, yeah, I mean, I had an opportunity to work with them. And I almost took so many jobs like that. I don't talk about most of this, but you probably heard me talk about this, Celine, but I almost worked at AOL. I was very close to working at AOL.
Oh, I didn't know about the AOL.
Yeah, I was very close.
That's fun.
Yeah, I had done like interviews and I had an offer to work at AOL. And at the time when I got the offer, I was like, this is so much money. I was living at a high rise, 55 West at the time. And I was like in the hallway, pacing back and forth below 55 West. You know where that 7-Eleven is there.
Yeah.
And
with the Take No Prisoners store clerk.
Those ladies are badass that work in there. So outside of this high rise, underneath it, I was walking back and forth, and I had gone to New York. I had done an interview. I had a job offer, and the amount of money to me at that time was good. I was, let's say it was like $175,000. I was like, holy cow, this is amazing. And I started to do, because I was living the life, like a lottery ticket where you start spending it.
Yeah.
I go inside and I'm like, what's a nice place look like in Manhattan? And I go, oh my God, Jesus Christ. A place that's really nice in Manhattan is very, very expensive. And I go, well, what does it cost for entertainment in Manhattan? What's it cost for taxes? And I start running the numbers and I go, oh, you have to make $175,000 just to kind of be okay in Manhattan, even at that time. And I go, oh God. So yeah, so there's a lot of things like that. And AOL somehow is still around. Vice will be still around to a certain extent, but just like I said, it's done. It's over with. They're not going to be writing on Vice.com anymore. They did the cardinal sin, the thing. They did the thing where they hired a staff of people who all had the same exact political views. They published articles all targeting the same political demographic. There's a fringe demographic. All of it got predictable and boring. And everybody just said, we're not going to visit that website anymore. And so there you have it. After I said, same day I said it, they said, Vice, peace out. We're done. We're not doing it anymore. All right, I got to get to the sheriff's thing, but we're going to have to do that later. We'll do it after. We got the next episode coming up. Also, we got This Week in Florida coming up because, of course, it is Friday. We're getting ready for Fritz's wedding. We got all kinds of things happening, many moving parts of the show today. And I'll tell you what those conspiracies are that I actually believe in. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 8 p.m., it's Bungalower and the Bus. And at 9, we all find out what the hell is Angel listening to. Tonight on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast as we head throughout our Friday afternoon in Central Florida. And for today, temperatures will be really pleasant and will stay mainly dry during the daytime hours. Temperatures will make it to highs right around the mid-70s, but a cold front will be moving through by this afternoon and into this evening, bringing with it an increased chance of some scattered showers and downpours. It won't be a washout and will dry out in time for the weekend with plenty of sunshine and highs near 70. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now to save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Nothing can quite make your heart skip a beat like knowing you need a new roof. For starters, which company do you hire? K1 Roofing is a leading local roofing company with over 30 years of experience servicing Central Florida homes. But don't call them roofers. They consider themselves masters of their craft, and they offer a full range of services from new construction projects to old home restoration. At K1 Roofing, they strive to develop smart solutions that save you time and money. K1 Roofing sticks to their deadlines and consistently stays under their clients' budgets while ensuring excellent quality control. In fact, they are so confident in their work, they offer a complete customer satisfaction guarantee, and you don't hear that very often anymore. Book your no-obligation consultation with K1 Roofing today by calling 386-848-2409. Again, that's 386-848-2409. Or go online to k1roofing.com.
DeLand Nissan gives you the bottom line on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
Cento Family Moving and Storage is Central Florida's trusted source for local and long-distance moving. From packing to delivery, Cento Moving is fully licensed and insured to provide you a seamless moving experience so you can enjoy your new home in no time. Get a quote today at centomoving.com. Forget the stress, move with the best.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world's center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Oh, this cold.
Honey?
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste, because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Meal planning is work, so let Fresh from Florida help. Learn what's in season, browse hundreds of recipes, and get tips from Chef Justin by visiting freshfromflorida.com. Eat healthier with Fresh from Florida. There's sunshine in every bite.
Leap into savings at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. This month only. Shop new Rogue with an ultra-affordable price of $24,999. Shop our biggest used car inventory with so many under $20,000. And payments from $99 a month. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando, home of the lifetime warranty. VIN number PC 910375. See dealer for details.
My mom is my hero. Growing up, she worked 3 jobs just to save our house.
Those were really hard times, Tommy.
And in 2010, when A1 was struggling, she and my stepdad Bill left their hometown to join me at A1. From day one, all we ever did was take care of customers and treat them like family.
Your mom really taught you how to treat people right.
Call A1 for all your garage door needs, and you'll be smiling today.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
Yo, it's Angel from the Monsters. You want a big green egg? For the lowest prices anywhere, you got to go to my friends, Wassie's Meat Market. They will deliver and set up your big green egg so that you are cooking before they leave. Follow Wassie's Meat Market on Instagram or go to wassiesmeatmarket.com for your big green egg today.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Get ready for our 2024 iHeart Podcast Awards, presented by The Hartford, live at South by Southwest. March 11th, we'll honor the very best in podcasting from the past year, and you'll help decide who wins Podcast of the Year. Vote now at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Are you looking for some non-dairy deliciousness? Discover the rich, creamy taste of Planet Oat oat milk. Planet Oat oat milk is an excellent source of calcium with only 4 grams of sugar or less. Enjoy it in cereal, coffee, smoothies, or by the glass. Pick it up in your local grocery store today.
Radio 104.1.
Because the news bond. And before we get into that, I need to remind you, if you miss any of the show today or ever, all you have to do to keep up with the show is go over to thenewsjunkie.com, and you can subscribe to the podcast for free right over on the website. I saw somebody, they were talking about the poll over at thenewsjunkie.com/poll today, which is, what conspiracy theory do you actually believe in? And they said, my favorite, Abraham Dragonfriend on Twitch said, my favorite conspiracies are on r/low stakes conspiracies. That's a subreddit. And I went to this. These are like conspiracies that don't have any sinister applications. And it says, like, lint rollers are designed to leave a coating of adhesive on your clothes so more things stick to them, therefore increasing lint roller use. All right, I see that. Let's see. In many, that's a different subreddit altogether there. Why am I seeing different ones? This should be topping just this one. But yeah, it's all these like conspiracies that are incredibly low stakes. Ireland does not exist. It was invented as part of a marketing campaign to sell Guinness, somebody says. I don't know if that's true, but probably not.
That sounds like a fun subreddit.
Yeah, it's a good time. The Kills 99% of Germs products were designed by mad germ scientists to cull the herd and ensure that only the strongest genes are passed on. And on it goes. So you see what's happening.
I don't know that I would call this a conspiracy, but it's something that people say a lot that is wrong.
What's
and
that?
I don't know. It just doesn't give me the same like vibes that most conspiracies do. But people that say that the turkey legs at theme parks are actually emu,
I've heard a lot of people say that.
People say it all the time. If we were just casually talking about the turkey legs right now, we would get a couple people on the texting service that would be like, it's really emu. No, it's not.
No, they believe that, too, because it's so damn big. They're like, the turkey can't have legs this big.
I've also heard ostrich, but that makes even less sense because ostrich legs are really tiny, right? Don't ostriches have, like, really tiny legs?
They're skinny legs, compared to, like, a big old fat-ass turkey. And people don't think turkeys are as big as they are. They're all
huge.
Big, and they're big animals. You buck up to one of those, and you might get hurt.
I think emu would be more expensive. That seems like a rare meat. I don't think I've had the pleasure of trying some emu.
I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but
you ate emu?
No. We used to have a farm that was little ways from my house, and it was out in this cul-de-sac area, and everybody would drive their cars out there because there was like a big open area, and there was like a bridge and a river and stuff. And way out there, people would drink underage. And so we'd be no different. We'd go out there and we'd drink with our friends underage, get some beers, and hang out at this weird spot. And it turned out that one of the properties right next to this was a huge emu and ostrich farm. And at the time, the rumor was going around my friend group. I don't even know if it was really true. I think it was true. Where they said, if you run out, in the middle of the night, by the way, it's pitch black. If you run out in that field and steal one of those ostrich eggs, it's worth a ton of money. Like, just a ton of money if you get one of them. And if you go out there, the thing you have to worry about is they're going to attack you. Like, you're going to grab the egg out of the ostrich nest, and then you got to go full speed ahead as fast as you can.
So instead of like some haunted mansion where you dare your friends to go inside and the ghost of the old lady that was murdered in the banquet hall is going to scare you off. Yours was expensive ostrich eggs, but you worry about getting attacked by the ostrich.
Yes, because they said that the ostriches, if you go near their eggs, they're super territorial, and you got to haul ass to try to get out of there. But I've bought either an emu or an ostrich egg for a radio event before.
It was ostrich.
Was it? And I don't remember it being as expensive as they were saying, because my friends were like, it's like $400 or $300 you get if you go out and steal a couple of those. And I remember getting ready to jump the fence with a couple of friends of mine. We're like, let's go out there. Let's get some of these ostrich eggs, and we'll outrun the ostrich. And I thought, who am I going to sell an ostrich egg to?
That's exactly where I was going to go with that, because you're like, all right, we got the prize. We're going to get the ostrich eggs, and we're going to take it to the person that pays us lots of money for ostrich eggs.
We're going to have to go to the very same people we stole the ostrich egg from, and then we're probably in big trouble. I figure somebody's got ostriches, probably has guns.
Back in the day, back in that time, you would think that an ostrich egg would be expensive because you didn't have the internet to easily connect the person who desires an ostrich egg with the person who can sell it.
True. Yes. Emu eggs, by the way, are only $45, so that's not good. Ostrich eggs this is around $30. Back then, we were being lied to, I guess. We must have been lied to, because they told us like hundreds of dollars you would get if you just hopped this fence and outran one of the ostriches. And we were used to doing this. We would go out in the fields to get mushrooms and stuff, the cow fields. The cows would turn on you every once in a while. Or you go out and try to do the cow tipping thing. And all of that was stupid and dangerous, but this could have paid off until it didn't. All right, let's get into it. Here we go. Are you ready, C-Lane?
Ready, Sean.
All right, let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, and you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
I'm going to spend this.
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode.
With me! Let's do it. Should have let you just go there. Next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don, thatmortgageguyDon.com. He is the man who's going to help you get yourself into a great mortgage for a low mortgage rate. He's a mortgage broker. Like I've said before, he shops at the Costco of mortgages. Costco for mortgages. He does the wholesale mortgaging, and then that he passes those savings along to you. He also demystifies the process. He walks you through it. He answers all the questions like, what the hell is an escrow? That I still don't have the answer to, and he does that on the Home Loans Radio show, so check it out at Home Loans Radio or thatmortgageguydon.com.
Don't miss the boat. Compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
I'm excited about this weekend, Sean. You know, I've been waiting for, because I want to see how it's going to go down this Saturday night when Shane Gillis hosts Saturday Night Live.
Oh, nice. That's this weekend.
Yeah, that's the guy, if you remember, that was hired for Saturday Night Live, and then somebody, Milkshake ducked him, you know, found some old podcasts, found something where he did something people didn't like, and then fired him. And, fired him. And then now that he's doing well for himself, they say, oh, we're just kidding, Shane. Come on back, and instead of being on the cast, you could be the host. Do they pay the host of SNL?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they pay them. The interesting thing
it's a whole week of their time.
You're right. It is. It does take up quite a bit of their time, but it's a huge promotion for them still, I think, to this day. I think it's like a pretty good way.
It's like being the Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah, kind of smaller version of that, but still, like, you know, you get some publicity from it. The thing about Shane Gillis that always gets me is the folks who are like really political to the left, progressive types. Those folks, they don't like him because they think he's racist and they think he likes Trump. And the Trump people think that he likes Trump, but they're both wrong. Like, if you actually pay attention and listen to Shane Gillis's comedy, his comedy is not what a lot of these people think it is. It's actually making fun of that very thing, but it takes a little bit of brain work to get there. So I'm interested to see him. Like, he definitely is at odds politically with a bunch of people who will be there. And the Bo and Yang guy always seems to want to make a point to get political whenever he can. He stood off to the side of the stage, I guess they said, when who was on recently?
Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle's was only there, I guess, because a friend of his was rapping with Justin Timberlake. And I don't know why he was on stage for Good Nights, but somebody pulled him up there.
Yeah.
And I guess Bo and Yang wasn't thrilled with that. I feel like a lot of people are annoyed with Bo and Yang.
I am annoyed with him sometimes, but I also appreciate when he's in something funny because he is a funny guy.
I think he is very funny, but I'm getting like a vibe from people that are like, we're kind of over his thing.
That also goes back to me, this thing where I said it's like people who think Elon Musk is annoying or has really bad political opinions, and they go, Elon Musk is stupid. He's the dumbest man on earth. And you go, don't do that. Bo and Yang isn't not funny because he might be like politically active in a different direction than you are. I don't know that he's like super duper funny, but he's definitely been in some funny stuff. I want to see him clash.
You can't call Elon Musk stupid and think that you're right.
People tend to.
There's only one car floating through space right now. There's only one car, and it's Elon Musk's Tesla, and you don't get one car floating through space by just being stupid.
You mean it's not Dave from Poughkeepsie's car?
No, it's Elon Musk. He put up the money for that, which I still can't believe that happened, but there we were. Happy birthday to Boston.
All right.
On this day in 1822, the city was incorporated. Today's also the birthday of the Federal Communications Commission. I don't know if we're going to throw a party for that. Boo, hiss. And the first polio vaccine was administered today. So
True.
Usually we do those first, but I put them somewhere else. There's a weird rumor going around, and I think these two actors, these two A-list, I'd say, actor and actress, I think they're being shipped.
Oh, wow.
But they've been spending a lot of time together, and everybody...
People want them to be in a relationship with each other.
That's what shipped is.
I'm helping out people.
No, I understand.
The oldos, they don't connect sometimes.
The world has been watching and wondering if two beloved stars of Only Murders in the Building are dating. That would be Martin Short and Meryl Streep, who have a relationship on the show. They're adding...
Maybe it'd be Martin Short and Selena Gomez just for a moment there.
That would be... amazing for Martin, but
yes, right, yeah.
But Selena, what are we doing?
She's really shooting down.
Meryl Streep and Martin Short have been spending a lot of time together outside of their relationship on Only Murders in the Building. And no matter what they've said publicly, fans just can't help but wonder if there really is a romance between the A-listers. The 73-year-old funny man tried to put the rumors to bed on Bill Maher's podcast Club Random, and even one of their colleagues has joined in. I think they're both such good actors that everyone believed they're dating because they wanted to, says Jackie Hoffman. Meanwhile, season 4 is coming out, and Eva Longoria is joining the cast of Only Murders in the Building. Yeah, that should be funny. Let's see. Other news. We were talking about Tyler Perry a bunch. I think that was yesterday.
Yep, yeah.
When somebody said you were afraid of black people because you don't like Tyler Perry's, you don't like Medea. He's halting his studio expansion, which, by the way, doesn't he have like a massive city of studios? Why would he need to expand?
He's got a footprint in Atlanta like you wouldn't believe. He's a really a smart guy.
Well, he's halting the expansion because he's going to start leaning into AI tech for his movies. He says he's down to use artificial intelligence in his projects going forward. And then Travis Kelce, he went to the Taylor show in Sydney and smooching after the show, and everybody's going nuts over that. That's about it, what's going on the boob tube. Like I said, SNL, Shane Gillis, and I think 21 Savage is the musical guest. Selena Gomez, speaking of which, is going to be on Jimmy Kimmel tonight, and that's the only new show like that. And not that I care about this, but I left it in because it was funny to me. The college basketball on Saturday, Florida State's at Clemson, in Clemson, South Carolina, from their arena, which is called Little John Coliseum.
Is that it?
I've never heard that before. I'm guessing it has nothing to do with Lil Jon.
It'd be cool if it did. Is it more Robin Hood than anything here?
It could
be.
Like
Robin Hood and Little John, maybe.
Oh, yeah, that's now that song's going to be stuck in my head for a while, living rent-free. And that's it for your next episode. Thank you. Yes.
Big applause.
Yeah.
That's bigger than that thing that landed on the moon. Bigger applause. Wow. All right. They liked it. All right, quick break. When we come back, this week in Florida, it's going down when we return. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Your 30 seconds of airtime awaits. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Shop the best quality jewelry and lowest price. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Authorities are still clearing up that accident on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Washington Street. The right lane is blocked. Heavy delays eastbound on I-4 due to that accident between State Road 44 and approaching US 92. Stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound between US 27 and after State Road 429. And expect delays due to an accident on Alafaya Trail eastbound at Lake Underhill Road. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by the new Banana Boat 360 coverage. This sun season, Banana Boat is giving you a new way to spray. Introducing new Banana Boat 360 coverage. Better control for better coverage with a reusable sprayer and refill. From sport formula to kids SPF 50+. Shop Banana Boat 360 coverage at CVS.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com.
Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at OurRealSuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire the largest injury firm in the world for your injury case? Lots of people hired us. We've collected over $15 billion and won a lot. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Orlando's top-rated comedy club and restaurant is celebrating becoming the Funny Bone. This week, the Funny Bone welcomes Tip Harris on February 23rd and 24th, who is an artist, entrepreneur, activist, investor, and much more. Followed by Christopher Porter on March 1st and 2nd. Showtimes at orlando.funnybone.com. Full kitchen and full bar available, with parking discounts offered to all guests who park in the Point Orlando garage. Same amazing experience as the Improv, but now the Funny Bone. Tickets at orlandofunnybone.com.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi.
This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old ride's left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Hey, homeowners. Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious. Your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind and the Under Oath podcast. Here's some more free advice. After you get into a car accident or experience any other injury, you cannot imagine what the insurance companies will do to fight your claim. They will go through your social media accounts, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or any other site you post on. They will use photos of you smiling to suggest you were not injured, that your life has not been impacted, all to avoid paying your medical expenses. Be careful when you post online. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546.
Paid for by government.com.
The 1878 to 1921 Morgan Silver Dollar, a true American classic and one of the most iconic silver dollar coins in history. It's been 100 years since the last Morgan silver dollar coin was struck for circulation, and now, for a limited time only, full pound bags of original U.S. government struck Morgan dollars are being released to the public. That's right, you can own a full pound of 1878 to 1921 classic American Morgan silver dollar coins, all in very good collector condition with fully visible dates and mint marks, guaranteed. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure collector-grade U.S. Morgan silver dollars by the pound, struck during the Wild West and the Gilded Age. Plus, receive a bonus American Collector's Pack valued at over $25, free with every order. Call 1-800-529-6468 now to secure your full pound bag of Morgan silver dollar coins before they are gone. 1-800-529-6468. That's 1-800-529-6468.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
This is Monster Jam. Witness big air, two-wheel skills, backflips, and all-out racing. It's the only place to see the world's best drivers tear up the dirt in your favorite Monster Jam trucks, like Gravedigger, El Toro Loco, Megalodon, and more. It's big-time fun for the whole family. Monster Jam, as big as it gets. Coming to Camping World Stadium March 2nd. Brought to you by BKT Tires, Great Clips, Circle K, your local Ford dealers, and Morgan & Morgan.
Broadcasting live from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial #546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
Someone else, please don't let me down. Please don't let me down.
This week in Florida. In just a moment. As if C-Lane didn't talk enough, he's ready to talk some more and tell us this time in his actual segment about the Sunshine
Think I
State.
talked too much?
No, you have to talk when it's the segments that you're, holding the reins for here. And
this
is
said
one
as if C-Lane doesn't talk enough.
No, hasn't today. Talked enough. There's going to be even more.
I do need
I
need a water or something or soda.
Oh, do you? I can wait for you. I can. I can stall. We'll just sit here a little while.
I'm good.
I'll tell stories about the deaf guy who did a great job.
Tell us about that time you almost worked for CompuServe.
I can tell all the places that I've ever almost worked for. I'll just lay it all out there and keep everybody. Here, kind of. It would be the goal.
I feel like I've never almost worked somewhere. I've either worked there or most of the places I haven't worked.
True. Tammy says, Wasson catching flies. You caught me. There's a tiny little fruit fly that just flew around me, and I missed it twice, and then I killed that son of a bitch good. I had to get him. And victory is mine. All right, are you ready, C-Lane?
Ready, Sean.
Here we go. Here goes nothing. Here goes This Week in Florida.
Giving you a recap of the most groan-worthy stories in the state. It's This Week in Florida.
Yes, it is. The weekend's here. That means it's time to take a trip around the Sunshine State, see some of the craziness that has gone on in the past 7 days or so. And no, this is not a story from the 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
But there is an outbreak of measles going on right now.
All right. Why is that?
It says there's a measles is spreading through in South Florida, Manatee Bay Elementary. And they said the Department of Health is deferring to parents or guardians to make decisions about school attendance. You see, they're saying that if your child is not vaccinated for measles, go ahead and let them go to school.
Just
There's no need to quarantine your unvaccinated child. Let them run wild. There's I think they said it's up to 6 confirmed cases of measles.
What happens when you get measles? Does it stick with you for the rest of your life, or is it like a chickenpox type experience?
I thought it was more of a chickenpox kind of thing. I thought measles was like on the skin.
It's just funny because, like you said, this is one of those things that we clearly almost got rid of, or kind of did get rid of. Now it's back, you know?
It says measles typically begins with high fever, cough, runny nose, and red, watery eyes. And then 2 or 3 days later, tiny white spots may appear inside the mouth of the patient. And 3 to 5 days after that, a rash breaks out.
Oh, not a good time. That sucks. It goes on for a while, too.
It's a viral infection. It's serious for small children, but weird, easily preventable by a vaccine. However, if your child is not vaccinated, you can feel free to just send them on to a measles school, and they're going to learn about it.
Why not?
In other Florida medical news, now, refresh me, Sean. Are you pro Dr. Pimple Popper or not a fan of the fact that is a show or anything that people care to watch?
You and I agree on many things, especially in terms of entertainment and what's good and what's not. You and I, we diverge on this one. You're like, yeah, this is crazy. I like watching this. And I'm like, oh, God, I can't stand it. Like a cyst exploding under the pressure of a doctor's fingers. No,
I mean, there's something about it that it's just fun. I mean, I used to like popping my own pimples. I can't remember the last time I've had a pimple or anything with pus in it. But it was just, squeeze. And it was fun.
Just disgusting.
However, I think this one might get me. Because in Jacksonville, they say a man has had a horrific experience after doctors extracted 150 live parasites from his nose.
Oh.
According to NBC affiliate WTLV, a patient showed up at the Florida Memorial Hospital after experiencing severe pain and nosebleeds. He said, over a couple hours, my face started swelling. My lips swelled. I could hardly talk. My whole face felt like it was on fire. The on-call ear, nose, and throat expert, Dr. David Carlson, examined the patient's nose and noticed something moving inside the patient's nasal cavity.
God, man.
After getting a camera to look inside, the doctor found dozens of living pests living inside the man's sinuses, feeding off of him. The doctor said, size-wise, there's variations, but the larger ones were as big as the end of my pinky.
All right, dude. Okay, I don't know. First of all, chat is melting down right now. There's a lot of nopes, people flying by, and oh, God. No, thank you. Did the guy live all right? Did he live?
He lived. He's fine. But, it was touch and go there. It said some of that stuff was happening near the skull base in very close proximity to his eye and his brain. So that could have been very bad. 150. Where did he fit it?
How did he get those? Does it say? Because
it said the patient said he has a compromised immune system after getting a tumor removed 30 years ago, which could have contributed to the infestation. Typically, it's your immune system that keeps intruders from making your body their home. The condition nasal misuse is so rare, he had not seen anything like it documented in the United States.
Wow.
But the removal of the tumor all those years ago could have caused voids where the parasites could thrive. Which I never thought of that. Like, if they take a tumor out somewhere that's inside. If you have a tumor like growing on your arm and you remove it, it's fine. But if you have one somewhere and you take it out of you, there's just empty space there. That's where bacteria could, I guess, have some issue.
I never thought about that, but that I guess it makes a little bit of sense. You open up these spaces, and who knows what can wriggle in there.
It's like if you have your balls removed and they put those fake ones in there.
The nudicles?
The nudicle.
Yeah, I got those.
Oh, really?
No, I don't.
Good for you.
Not yet.
I know a 22-year-old kid that could argue otherwise.
Oh, really? Wow.
Your son.
Right. Oh.
Idiot.
I thought you said you knew a 22-year-old who had nudicles. I was like, I'm not going to ask any more questions.
Argue against the idea of you having them.
He's already around. I've had him. He's good.
Former President Trump is obviously has been in the news the past week or two over some legal troubles.
Yes.
I don't know how he keeps his lawsuits or his court proceedings straight. And my gosh, the amount of lawyers that guy must have.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody wants to help him out. A Miami woman. She has created a GoFundMe page to help former President Donald Trump pay a nearly $355 million civil fine ordered by New York State Supreme Court Judge Arthur Engoron in the civil fraud trial.
Yeah, not only that, I believe that there is a fine in place for this every day of like somewhere on the order of $80,000. So
wait, every day that he doesn't pay it, or just
yeah, I'll look it up just to verify while you read those details.
Elena Cardone of Adventura, Florida, says, I stand unwaveringly with President Donald Trump in the face of what I see as an unprecedented and unfair treatment by certain judicial elements in New York. That was written on her GoFundMe page that was launched just after the verdict.
This says the fine for Trump in interest per day until he pays the fine in his civil fraud case is $87,000. However, there's another one that says $2.6 million a month. I guess does that make sense? No, that doesn't add up. But it's millions of dollars a month, to say the very least. That's insane to me.
I was asked this question. I don't think I had a great answer for it. Does he have the money to?
Oh, yeah. I think by all estimations, he's got billions of dollars. But the problem is, when people are billionaires, it doesn't mean they have liquid money that's that much. So he would have to sell something off. And the woman who went after him in New York was even saying if she has to, she'll like just take Trump Tower. Like she'll seize his assets and take the building if she needs to.
I mean, that would be a kind of fun thing to watch, I think.
That would be chaos in this country if we got to that level.
When we got the keys to our house, the first thing that Ashley did when we walked in was she went straight to the kitchen and she ripped off this live, laugh, love sticker that was in the kitchen or something like that. It was tacky and ugly, and she hated it. It was the first thing she did. She just ripped it off the wall. Could you imagine the seizing of Trump Tower? And this lady just immediately grabs like a crowbar and a big mallet and just starts taking the name Trump off the building. It'd be a funny day for us and a sad day for the Donald. But, he is doing well in another facet of his ordeals. That's the shoe sales thing. Like, those shoes, there was only 1,000 of them, but there's a guy who spent $9,000 on one of the pairs of shoes. Which means it had to be secondhand because they were going for what, $400, $500?
I believe so. They said there was a huge line when he was getting both booed and cheered at that event. And there was a lot of drama around the sale of those shoes. Not surprisingly, because it's Trump. There's just drama around all of it.
Well, a man has responded to those who criticized him for buying, this was an autographed pair of Donald Trump Never Surrender sneakers at an auction. Roman Scharf, the founder and CEO of watch dealer Luxury Bazaar, he spent $9,000 on one of 1,000 pairs of shoes, of which 10 were autographed by Trump at a sneaker convention in Philadelphia. The gold-colored high tops feature an American flag, metallic stars on the back, and a T in Boston Leather. Apparently, he was getting a lot of crap online. And he said, I busted my ass working every dirty job under the sun to get where I am today in order to be able to afford to buy these $9,000 pair of collectible sneakers. But I guess the headline of Russian refugee, Ukrainian refugee, or perhaps maybe just a man that would not get as many clicks as they were calling him a Russian oligarch.
Yes.
That's what he was responding to.
Yeah, they got it wrong on him. But one thing that I thought was kind of crazy and interesting at the same time was people were suggesting that the company who made those shoes was going to get in trouble. And I had never heard this before, but they said the reason why the company was going to get in trouble was not because of Trump or anything, but the bottom of the shoes were red. And there's like an expensive women's shoe called like a Louboutin.
It's Louis Vuitton.
No, it's Louboutin,
Dummy.
I think. Louboutins are the heels of the shoes are red. The whole foot part, the sole of the shoe.
So
is
it would
red.
be an infringement on their trademark to have a red bottom shoe?
I guess they have, if this was right, what I read, they suggested that they have a trademark on a shoe having a red sole, which is kind of wild to think about if they do have that.
It seems very generic.
It does.
Have. I mean, I could see if it was a certain color red, like if they had a Pantone that, like you can't have anything that's Coca-Cola red, I think, or
Right.
they say, I don't know. But that would be, what would that mean for the shoes, or who would have to foot that bill? The people who made the shoes or Donald Trump?
I would hope not the people who bought them because it wasn't their fault. Right?
No. I mean the people who made them or Donald Trump, like the manufacturer.
That's a good question. Put it on the Mo list.
We spoke a long time ago, and maybe not that long ago. Remember when we talked to the guy that was eating raw meat all the time?
Yeah, he's like outside of Whole Foods, and he's like eating at a table outside the Whole Foods a giant piece of rotten meat, and he said, "I'm just going to keep doing this every day."
There's a new guy that's getting on this train, except he's not being as he's not using as much variety as the guy we talked to. Like the guy we talked to, he'd done beef, he'd probably done fish, he did bull testicles. He was going through the menu. But a Tampa man says he's been chowing down on raw chicken daily in a bizarre challenge to find out if eating raw meat isn't as horrifying as it seems.
All right, you're our chef guy. Is that the worst one? Is raw chicken like the worst option if you're going to do this?
I think that's the one that you like. Chicken is the one they say is the hardest to. I mean, that's the one you have to cook to 165.
Exactly, because there's the most potential.
They've come around. They used to say it about pork too, but they have come around on pork and say, the processing has been better, and the dangers aren't as high as they used to be. So pink pork is okay. It's not like. What?
I'm still not getting my medium rare pork.
I don't think they call it medium rare, but it's like you don't have to do it well done. You can leave it a little under there. You could let it be a little juicier, and you're gonna be fine. If you do like a 155,
yeah. I'm just speaking from as a person who doesn't know too much about this other than the simple stuff. I always hear when you talk about chicken and the temps you got to cook it to, and the way you got to keep it in the walk-in freezers and fridges and stuff. It's very particular.
I would be curious because there's it's all about heat and time, right?
Uh-huh.
So they say if you cook chicken to 165, it's cooked, right? And it's cooked enough. But that's because if you're cooking it in a shorter amount of time. You can pasteurize chicken at a low temp for a long time to kill off the bacteria, and it will look raw, but you could eat it. I just think I think it'd be weird as hell, and I probably would not. I probably would make myself sick, in my mind.
Yeah, mentally it would be hard to eat that because you would think this is very, very bad for me right now.
Let's see, in Oconee County, that says Georgia, but it's Florida man. He was arrested after deputies say he broke into a home and making himself a cup of hot chocolate. We got to see. You got this couple up that got arrested for bestiality.
Hang on. I do have it up on See It Now. Let me bring it up here for those of you on the stream. So
Lee County couple arrested of being accused of sexually assaulting household pets. And your argument a lot is, depending on what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's not, harmful to the pet.
I wouldn't say a lot. This is a controversial opinion, but I said it's less of a crime if the animal is doing the stuff as opposed to the human doing the force on the animal.
This does say 26-year-old Samantha White had sexual intercourse with the family dog while her husband, 29-year-old John White, recorded those acts.
Damn.
Because they must be recorded. This guy looks, ooh, whoa.
She doesn't look like the person who would do this. I'm going to be honest with you. She looks like a regular blonde lady, but something has happened. These two are
He looks
corrupted.
like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
He looks like somebody who does weird stuff. His hard drive is weird, all right?
Yeah, and last but not least, there is a woman, a bookkeeper in Miami, I think. This is a Miami Herald thing. A bookkeeper in North Florida. No, not Miami. They say she kept meticulous records on the job as she was swindling nearly $1.6 million from her own company. This was in Sewanee County. And they say she splurged on flights and Carnival cruises, which, I mean, if you're taking the money, might as well have fun with it. Like you said, Can't take it to the grave. That's it for This Week in Florida.
Thank you, C-Lane. When we return, by the way, see that couple involved in that last story over on See It Now on the News Junkie app. And when we return, we'll take a look at our poll. We got to get to this sheriff that I said did something that people are really pissed about. And it plays into a theory that I've been rolling around on the show a bit. I want to see how everybody reacts to this, so don't miss this. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
You know you can always text us, unless you're driving, at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Traveling on I-4 this afternoon, you could expect stop-and-go traffic eastbound before US 27 and approaching State Road 429. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Orange Blossom Trail southbound at Washington Street. Travel with caution through there. Expect delays westbound through the city on I-4 between Parr Street and Robinson Street. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
Pucker up, Central Florida. RC Hill here from RC Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old ride's left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm RC Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
Well, hello there. Join me at Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to celebrate a new era in gaming. With live craps, roulette, and sports betting now available to go along with the biggest selection of slots in South Florida. Plus, all your other favorite table games. Complement your night with my award-winning fine dining and casual fare options, lively bars and lounges, or catch your favorite A-list entertainer at Hard Rock Live. Discover your rhythm today. Go to hardrockholly.com. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino.
Triple your tax refund money this month only at Sutherland Nissan Orlando. We'll triple your refund up to $10,000 when you buy a new Nissan and stretch your money further with tax time savings on new, certified, pre-owned, and used vehicles. Rush to Sutherland Nissan Orlando now. See dealer for details.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA. Turns out February is American Heart Month, and Life Imaging FLA wants to remind you that early detection saves lives. Unfortunately, the very first symptom of heart disease is often sudden death. But the cool thing is, now you have the power to detect issues before symptoms. And Life Imaging FLA does that with their free heart scan. Just a few minimum requirements. This is a $699 value. The testimonials are bananas. Couples going in, the person that thinks they have problems have no problems. The person that does not think they have problems has problems. But the cool thing is, now you have the information, the power to go to your primary care doctor and build a long-term healthcare plan to make sure that you're around for years. Do that now. Do exactly what I did. Pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250 750. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's all you have to do. Pound 250, say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds, and be sure to ask about their cancer screening as well. Make 2024 the year you finally start taking care of your long-term health with Life Imaging FLA. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
A1Garage.com. A1 from day one.
History is beautiful, brutal, and often ridiculous. Join me, Ben Bullitt,
and me, Noel Brown, as we dive into some of the strangest stories from across the span of human civilization in Ridiculous History.
Whether we're exploring the accidental invention of hold music,
or how people used to rent pineapples, join us to hear the many ways history can be oh so ridiculous.
Listen to Ridiculous History on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you find your favorite podcast.
Discover the new Buick SUVs in stock now at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Join in on the chaos. We eagerly await your dispatch. This is the News Junkie.
Couple things to clear up here and run through. We'll get to your dispatches as well over at thenewsjunkie.com as Sealand and I wade through the show today and get ready right after the show to go to our friend Fritz's wedding. Fritz from Fritz on the Street, of course. And Sealand's going to go barefoot, I guess, because
no.
Converse aren't with him.
They're on the way.
You're having your wife bring them up for you?
Yes.
Oh, my God. I'm ready to go. I got the stuff back from the dry
cleaners. That is if she's not too busy strangling a puppy.
She's dealing with a lot of moving parts right now, isn't she?
My gosh.
When you pet sit for somebody and then you got your own dog and then you got a newborn or, a very, very young baby, that's a lot to juggle all at one time right there. And there's a puppy on their side, too?
Yeah, that's part of the reason for the house sitting is, we would anyway, but the puppy's part of the work.
So you got puppy, you got baby with Jackson, and you got multiple other dogs all under one roof. It's just absolute pandemonium. That's a good time. Or
she
not
said,
so much.
hold on, let me find, I can't read verbatim what she said,
but
she texts me at like noon and says, yo, period, F this puppy. He was made in the bowels of hell.
This animal has crossed far too many lines. I can tell right now. So we got to be
when
ready
you,
to
when
go.
You, when you just get done changing a diaper and you walk into the next room and the puppy is eating its own feces, you know, that's
Not a great
it's not a fun
time.
time.
Yeah, we have like an hour after the show to be at Fritz's wedding. So we have to like throw everything together. And if you listen to the show, you probably know I'm not one for fancy outfits. Like I don't even have a dress shirt in my closet.
But this is not dress shirt. This is not dressy. I mean,
kind of, but not really. It's not like fully formal. What did we say it was called? Garden.
He said
something?
it said garden attire. It
Garden
was
attire.
Whatchamacallit? They said like flower prints, floral prints.
Okay, I kind of got that.
With bright hues, which I didn't do the bright hues. I have like a monochrome floral deal going. It's great though. It's a great shirt.
Mine's like a reddish color floral, so it's not super bright, but
that's fine.
Hopefully it gets the job
and then
done.
the ladies, oh gosh, there was a term that they used that I didn't know. It's the kind of hat they said like fascinators.
Mm-hmm.
You know what a fascinator is?
It sounds like the thing that you wear for the Kentucky Derby, where you look at the hat.
Exactly what you would wear for a Kentucky Derby. That was one of the things. In fact, I think that's the only reason I actually had one.
Oh, damn it. I don't have one of those.
No, it's for women.
Oh, good. Good. Then I'm not in as much trouble. But I can't, Courtney's like, you can't wear your hat. And I was like, I know. I'll be ready. I'll get all done up. I'll get some curls going, maybe. I'll really get some style rolling into my look here for tonight. And then take it all in, because that's all you're going to get until there's another wedding. I'm not doing this once more. But it's going to be exciting. And we're, I don't know, like, I don't even know what the time schedule is for everything. I know it's fast. After the show, we have to haul ass, and we're going to, we'll let everybody know what happened to a certain extent when we come back on Monday. It should be fun.
Let them know what happened. They got married.
Well, yeah, I know, but who knows what's going to happen at said marriage. I don't know how all the things are going to go, like your wedding. It's only a matter of time until somebody jumps in the pool during a speech.
There is a pool.
Is there? Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah, right. Remember when Fritz moved into that house, and then he was like, he went head first into learning everything about how to take care of that pool.
Oh yeah,
he was
very
pool
true.
Guy.
Arnott says he's going to cry. Do we want to bet on whether or not Fritz will shed a tear during the actual wedding ceremony? I wouldn't be surprised, but he's not usually that guy. He's just going to be so excited about this. That's what his thing is.
But is he the guy that gets so excited that he tears up?
I don't know.
I held it together at
guy.
my wedding. I don't know how.
Yeah, you did.
I also thought, I wasn't as worried about her walking down the aisle or us getting through the vows.
Mm-hmm.
But the moment I was worried about was and this is my fault. The song I picked for the mother-son dance is a song that gets you the feels.
What song was it again?
It's called Lullaby. The parenthetical title is "Good Night, My Angel" by Billy Joel.
All right,
and it's just a slow, sweet song that he wrote for his daughter about like what happens when you die.
Oh boy, that's a bad setup for you, man. And Fritz is a music guy, so he's probably thought a lot about these decisions.
Oh, the whole
here.
wedding is Florida slang.
That'd be great if it was all Fritz's variety of different bands the entire time. I love this headline. This is everything to me today. Now, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of consternation about the band Rage Against the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Are they ever going to play again? Are they breaking up? What's happening here? And look at this headline from Revolver. It says, Tim Comerford on Rage Against the Machine's rumored breakup. I don't know. I'm the bass player. That is literally the comment.
Is he like the guy from The Wonders?
He's like, look, I'm barely in the band here. I don't know. I'm the bass player. What do you expect me to know in terms of the inner workings of this band here? He wanted to escape any of the extra criticism or questions that came as Rage Against the Machine or RATM, Radom fans asked over and over. He said, I don't know. I don't get involved in that. I'm the bass player. I just wait for somebody to tell me what to do. Brad said what he said, but he's one step above me. He's in the number 3 spot. I am the low man on the totem pole. That's all I can tell you. I'm the bass player. The bass players are always the last people to find out about S like that, he says. And a lot of bass players probably feeling some camaraderie with the bassist for Rage Against the Machine. Tim Comerford says, I just don't know what's going to happen next. And on another page entirely, this is going to be something that a lot of people have a problem digesting, but here it is regardless. A new story out, and this is dovetailing on the backs of a new book that is starting the promotion cycle. This says Biden, 81 years old, says the key to his good marriage is good sex, friends. He says the key to his marriage.
What?
Yeah, look at it in front of me. This is from the Daily Mail. This is Biden, 81, says the key to his marriage is good sex.
Who hacked the Daily Mail's Twitter account?
No, it's real. He's still plowing it. He says he's still like laying into it and giving Jill the what for still. And just
the what
really,
for?
Yeah, rolling around. What did they used to say on the dating game when they didn't want to say sex?
Making whoopee?
Whoopee. They still making whoopee. And he probably calls it making whoopee after all of these years. I can't picture Joe Biden just laying into Jill. But
all day yuckers. The spelling.
What do you say?
Come on,
man. Yeah. It's a different kind of this. Hang on. God.
Come on, man.
There we go. Everything's slow and freezing and locked up today, but we got it under control here. Yeah, he says the key to his marriage is good sex. Good for him. If you're 81 and having sex, I salute you. I am all for it, but I think there are a lot of people who at that age probably just want to sit back. He's more interested in talking about ice cream most times anyways.
I mean,
he loves ice cream.
Aside from President Clinton being forced to, have we heard a whole lot of presidents talking about sex?
Not really. It seems to be something that stays a little bit more quiet, but they're all doing it to a certain extent. What do you think? Is Biden still plowing those fields? Is he still out there raging away and really laying it to Jill Biden? Let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and hit record on your first dispatch right now.
Some of these headlines are brutal.
What do they say?
On Hot New Hip Hop, Joe Biden says good sex is the key to his marriage, leaves internet disgusted.
It's not even partisan. It's just because he's old. People don't want to picture old people having sex or their parents having sex. You better hope your parents are having sex if they're alive. You better hope they are, so that they're happy.
I hope mine are not.
See, I know everybody wants to feel that way, but in all reality, if your parents are still together, and this is, I'm going to talk directly to the teenagers who are listening to this show right now. If you have parents who are still together, and you're lucky enough to have everybody under the same roof, you better hope that they are just having the best sex of their lives. Because that's one of the things that will keep them together even when things suck. You better hope that that's happening. It's very hard for me to think about that when I was younger, but now still very hard for me to think about that. Quick break. When we come back, we've got to talk about jury duty, and we got to talk about why Andy Cohen is in big trouble right now. Wait till you hear this guy. He's apologizing like crazy. The court case is coming. It's not good, but it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio is
Monsters in the Morning.
One more time.
I was wrong, Angel. We can auction off one more thing.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Be a promo.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This is Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Mercedes-Benz.
A lot of emphasis gets put into the NFL Combine. Having a great 40-yard dash can shoot you from unknown status to the first round. Just look back at 2005. You had the Jacksonville Jaguars take Arkansas quarterback Matt Jones after an unbelievable workout. They took him in the first round to play receiver. That's the type of power the Combine has. All that matters is, can you play football? I'm Dan Patrick. Owning a Mercedes-Benz EV isn't just extraordinary, it's extra easy. With full remote access to your vehicle from your phone via the Mercedes Me Connect app, the vehicles are all electric. The feeling is all Mercedes. The choice is all yours. Learn more. MBUSA.com/EQ.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed? Because no two people sleep the same. Only the Sleep Number smart bed lets you each choose your individual firmness and comfort, your Sleep Number setting. The Climate 360 smart bed is so smart it actively cools or warms up to 13 degrees on either side for your ideal sleep temperature. And now, during the final days of our President's Day sale, save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus 10% off all bases. Ends Monday. To find a store near you, visit sleepnumber.com.
What's up? It's Russ Rollins. Get your carpets and tile clean without sticky, soapy, chemical residue left behind. Zero Res cleans the right way at the right price. You can get 3 rooms of carpets cleaned for only $147, and you get the 4th room for free. It's the hottest price of the year, so visit OrlandoZeroRes.com. Zero Res, spelled forwards or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations, like the Beatles Now and Then. Just search Beatles and listen now on your free iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms: irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
$5 finger-licking deals are back at your local KFC. Choose from 3 delicious options: a 2-piece meal with a drum, thigh and buttery biscuit side, an 8-piece chicken nuggets, or 2 chicken little sandwiches. Only available at select participating locations, not online. Tax extra, it's finger-licking good.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
She didn't like something that I said on the show, and she was like, look, this is how I feel, and I stand by it. If you think I'm wrong, so what? And I'm like, oh, my God. And it was a strange thing to make a hill out of that she was willing to die on so readily. But she goes, you guys were saying the other day on the show, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, and Courtney goes, you guys were saying that your comedies when you were growing up are the ones that are your favorites. And everybody says everybody else's were the worst and theirs are the best. And like the SNL from their time was the best. And like the comedy movies when they were growing up were the best. And now comedy movies suck, or before that they sucked. So like when you were at a certain age, all the movies that were out there were comedies. You're like, that's when comedies were funny. That's when the movies were the best. And they would make you laugh so hard. And she said, when it was my time for comedy movies, she said it literally was the best. It was better than all of the other decades or generations or anything. She's like, I had Step Brothers, I had Hangover, I had Superbad, I had Meet the Parents, I had 40-Year-Old Virgin, I had Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And I'm like, those are all really good movies, which I agree, are funny, super good comedies. But I think that the connection you have with those movies is the same as other people. And she said, what's the frat movie where the guy like takes the person's guitar? No. He takes the person's guitar and smashes it. Bluto is the name of one of the guys.
Animal House?
Animal House. She was like, I said, people that like Animal House, they view Animal House in the same way that you view Step Brothers. And she's like, yeah, but Animal House is not as good as Step Brothers. And I said, you can't break through the idea that this is your childhood comedy, and that's why. And she's like, no, inarguably, Animal House is slow and it sucks and it's not funny, and Step Brothers is pound for pound hilarious.
She couldn't have any better just loudly proclaimed, I am the person you are talking about.
And I was like, well, I agree with her that all of the movies that she brought up were funny. Here's a good example. Somebody from a previous generation of Courtney would have said Spaceballs and Animal House in the same breath. And Spaceballs is so funny, and people will be so attached to that movie. But people after Spaceballs, like a younger generation, they might not think it's quite as funny. Or people way before it will be like, what is this stupid movie you guys are all laughing about?
Okay, question for Bootsy Moonshine, because Bootsy Moonshine on Twitch says Spaceballs is one of my 11-year-old's favorite movies.
Really?
And I loved Spaceballs growing up. And I think I've said on the show before, I saw Spaceballs before I saw most of the Star Wars like movies and like situations that it was parodying. That it was riffing on. So I loved the movie without getting some of the jokes that were like the whole point of the film. So my question to Bootsy Moonshine, has your 11-year-old seen, 11 years old, you've probably seen all the Star Wars by now, but maybe. And are they a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, that's very surprising to me that 11-year-old would be into Spaceballs.
I also, I just did some things in the wrong order. I also saw Weekend at Bernie's 2 first.
That's just wrong. Why would you do that? Alicia on YouTube says, oh my God, Animal House is way better. And I refuse to watch Step Brothers. I just know it's better. I'm telling you, I didn't realize this was such a firm battleground for people. I can appreciate the movies across the generations to a certain extent, but I can't argue with her when I say, like, in the 2000s, right? Courtney was born in the 90s. So in the 2000s when she was growing up, the movies that were coming out, like Step Brothers, Superbad, Knocked Up, Bruce Almighty, Juno, all of those things that were coming out were very funny. The TV shows were very funny. But is that simply because they were yours? And she says no. She says that they just were the best as compared to all the other stuff. I kind of float around a little bit more. I don't know why. Like, I think, Celine, you might be like that too. Like, we like those 80s comedies and the 90s comedies and even the 2000s comedies. There's some stuff where it becomes a bridge too far for people. Like I said to her while we were walking around, and she was getting all heated about this. I was like, well, settle down a little bit, settle down. Don't say calm down. Always say settle down. Settle down. Simmer down's fun too. And I said,
Wait,
it's like
settle is better than calm?
Yeah, calm down. Telling a woman to calm down always a strike, buddy. Just
I
toss
think
it out.
settle is just as bad.
Settle on down. Settle on down. You know that when you say that.
Oh, so if I do it in
Simmer.
voice, it's going to be better?
Yeah. Simmer down now. Like if you do those are okay. Those are acceptable. But she was so sure that these movies when she was younger are just better and the other ones are slow and it's just what you're used to. It's just what you're used to. Jason says, wow, Wasson is really older than Courtney, like 20 years difference. No, she was born in 90. So we're 9 years apart. And when you're born in 1990 and you're 9 years old, your movies that stick with you are the next ones. It's the ones when you're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 years old. Those are the movies that you associate with your childhood. And those are, by the way, to throw it back in, those are the SNL years too. That you go, these ones were the best. And your parents don't think it's funny. On the older side, the oldos, your parents are like, that is not funny at all. And the kids who are younger than you, they don't think it's funny either. Just you, right in that zone, think it's funny. Try to explain Tim and Eric to old people. Try to get a gathering of oldos and go, hey, watch this Tim and Eric thing. Or for that matter, what's the I Gotta Be Leaving Netflix thing? Damn it, we always screw this one up. I Must Leave, whatever. Somebody will tell us.
Tim Robinson.
Yeah, the Tim Robinson thing or Tim Robbins thing. That one is a great example. That people write in the Wheelhouse demo that's targeted, they go, this is so funny.
I think you should leave.
I think you should leave. And people who are not in the demo are like, how do you laugh at this? How is this even funny at all? I remember being a little kid, and I was supposed to go to bed at about 9 o'clock at night. That was my bedtime. My bedroom was a left-hand turn from the living room. Straight to the left was a bathroom, and a left hook was my bedroom. And so what I could do was late at night, I could sneak out of bed, and I could slowly crawl snake style across the ground. I could crawl right by the chair that was at the far end of the living room, and I could watch the TV from a very severe angle. And I could see what was going on because I wanted to watch, at that time, the late night shows that my parents would watch.
I would watch Letterman.
Yeah, they'd put Letterman on or they'd put one of these shows on, and I'd be like, they're laughing, and the audience is laughing. I'm like, I don't get any of this, but I'm excited by it. I was too young to understand the references, the jokes, all that.
Alicia on YouTube says, I still don't understand how anyone finds Adam Sandler's movies funny. She doesn't like the voice. Oh, you don't like Adam Sandler movie?
Meanwhile, Win is like, I love some Benny Hill. And Porky's, Mark is defending. It's like, these are all super, super generational. Is there one, though, that stands up to the test of time that everybody gathers on and goes, yes, this is 100% funny? If you can't do it over Step Brothers, what can you do it over? I don't know. Let us know what you think. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send us a dispatch right now. Let's do a rapid-fire jury duty on this Andy Cohen story. Here we go.
Court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go, just call Mo. It's 866-CALL-MO, 866-CALL-MOE, or go to justcallmo.com. After an accident, reach out to the guy who is going to treat you like a person and not settle as fast as can be just to help out the law firm, but treat your case as an individual case and fight for you to get you what you deserve. 866-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. Andy Cohen, he is from Bravo. He was the lead of programming over there, so he put himself on the programming, and he gave himself the Watch What Happens live show, and he just basically wrote himself in everywhere. Now, it happens to be
the old Michael Richards.
You did, yeah. I'm in charge.
Not the one you're thinking of.
No, not the bad one
not
from
Kramer.
Seinfeld, who had a couple issues. Kramer had a couple issues on stage, but the other one. And Andy Cohen said, I'm pretty funny. And he put himself everywhere. And he's not wrong. Andy Cohen's a clever guy. He's very good at drama, very good at all that.
He's also very good at driving the bus. He's a great host.
Yeah, he is, and he keeps things interesting. He's decent. But he's in trouble right now because Brandi Glanville, who is one of the Real Housewives ladies, she is suing him. And it's over like a sexual assault allegation. And he's already responded to the lawsuit by apologizing to her, which is not great for his case necessarily, Says talk show host Andy Cohen has apologized to Brandi Glanville for inviting her to watch him have sex with Bravo star Kate Chastain after Glanville launched a bombshell sexual harassment lawsuit. Glanville, 51, claims an obviously inebriated Cohen sent her a video of himself saying he wanted to have sex with another Bravo star and invited her to watch the act over FaceTime in 2022.
Question.
Keep in mind. Yeah.
Isn't he gay?
Yeah, he's an openly gay man who's married to a man, who has kids with a man, I believe, and he's definitely gay. And he was definitely doing the thing that many gay guys do, where they go, I'm gay, so I can flirt around with this world a little bit more. But in a court of law, how does that go? Damn it, I just said that, huh? Mm-hmm. And how does, even more than that, just being in a court of law, how does that impact him when he apologized for it afterwards? Let's put that maybe on the Mo list. Back in a moment, we've got to talk about, I've got a problem around the house that we have to talk about, and I finally have to pay off this sheriff thing. I'm so sorry. Today has been all over the place, but we'll get to that. It's coming up next on the News Junkie.
All the cool kids are doing it, and you want to be like the cool kids, don't you? Well, don't you? The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 104.1, tap the microphone, and speak.
There's a bit of congestion northbound on Florida's Turnpike between US 441 and Osceola Parkway. Stop and go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. No major problems on State Road 429 or the Greenway. Traffic is up to speed on the Beach Line. If you see any traffic troubles, please call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com.
Temperatures getting low, but demand remaining high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at FLJobsNow.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hey homeowners, Russ Rollins here to talk to you about something serious. Your power bill. Last summer was tough, but this year could be even worse. So don't wait until the last minute to get protection and savings from solar power and backup power. Solar Source has a new pay-as-you-go solar package that lets you start with an affordable base system and add solar panels over time. Plus, their pay-as-you-go battery backup is awesome, and it lets you add critical backup power as you go. Schedule a free consultation at solarsource.com/monsters. Get ready for a stress-free summer.
The following is a promotion of Guarantee Media and not iHeartMedia or this station. Attention! Our friends from Guarantee Media are giving away a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included for only $99 to the first 50 listeners to tell me the name of a country without the letter A in its name. You know it? A country that doesn't have the letter A on its name, and you'll go on a cruise to the Caribbean. Text your answer to 96551, and you'll get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals and entertainment included. You heard right. Be one of the first 50 to text the name of a country without the letter A in its name, and you'll go on a 5-day cruise. Text your answer to 96551. That's 96551. Be one of the first 50 listeners to tell me a country without the letter A in its name and get a 5-day Caribbean cruise with all meals included for only $99. Text your answer to 96551. Text a country without the letter A in its name to 96551. This is not a contest. It is a paid advertising by Guarantee Media with the purpose of soliciting sales on vacation ownership and is not affiliated with iHeartMedia. Some terms and conditions apply.
Nothing can quite make your heart skip a beat like knowing you need a new roof.
For starters, which company do you hire? K1 Roofing is a leading local roofing company with over 30 years of experience servicing Central Florida homes. But don't call them roofers. They consider themselves masters of their craft, and they offer a full range of services from new construction projects to old home restoration. At K1 Roofing, they strive to develop smart solutions that save you time and money. K1 Roofing sticks to their deadlines and consistently stays under their clients' budgets while ensuring excellent quality control. In fact, they are so confident in their work, they offer a complete customer satisfaction guarantee, and you don't hear that very often anymore. Book your no-obligation consultation with K1 Roofing today by calling 386-848-2409. Again, that's 386-848-2409. Or go online to k1roofing.com.
If you're the victim of a car crash, never rush to settle with the insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anna Jar Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
In Office, Orlando.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
DeLand Nissan gives you the bottom line on our entire line. Car buying can be positive, fast, and simple. Shop by payment to stay on budget and value your trade-in 10 seconds or less. Ready for your best buying experience? Stop by DeLand Nissan today.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Heard of the job? Dial pound 529 on your cell. Pound law, that's all.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Filling you in on the shocking details. Just try not to pass out. This is the News Junkie.
I gotta tell you, I know what I'm good at, and I know what I'm not good at. And the one thing I am bad at is just being a homeowner. All this stuff that you're supposed to fix and keep up with around your house, I'm bad at it. I just get somebody else who's a professional, like the guy
you're good
this morning.
at delegating those responsibilities to somebody who's more fit for the job.
Damn, I'm barely good at that, C-Lane, but that's the role I have to play.
Oh, we should talk about this because you did mention that you found today's perhaps new fan of the show on Thumbtack.
Yeah.
And last time I got something from Thumbtack, there was one of the people that I almost went with, or I was going to go with, realized that the job that I needed was like not. It was too little for what he was expecting to do.
Wow, how belittling! Jesus,
no, like
literally.
he was expecting to do like real hard electrician work. I needed him to get on a gigantic ladder
and put in a light
climb
bulb?
up 12 feet and put in a light bulb. I needed you to get up a ladder, unscrew a light bulb, screw in a light bulb, and he's like, "That's so much less than what I do that if I charge you for it, I can't. I mean, I'm gonna eat money here because I had to pay to get connected to you.
Yeah.
The Thumbtack charges those people a buttload of money.
They do. Yeah, if you're not familiar, this is where I got the guy I was talking about at the beginning of the show, who was a deaf man who was very, very sweet to me and did an awesome job, a hardworking guy. He showed up super early, and I said, I got a radio show, so I need you to do all the pressure washing before the radio show starts. He's like, oh, okay, great. Obviously, he didn't say it that way, but, he was texting that way. And then he's
How
like,
would it have sounded if you said it?
I can't tell you. But when I went outside, he was like, I'm deaf. And I go, oh, okay. And so I start talking to him, and I'm like moving my lips very big. And then we start texting back and forth, or like, typing on his phone so he could see what's going on. And he was so awesome. He was a really cool guy and very, very skilled. So I really like the service, but you're right. I hate that they take so much money away from the people who are trying to get the handyman jobs and just like grind out there. So I usually just get their number and contact them directly afterwards. Did you find a light bulb guy? Because I hate to tell you, this ain't no humble brag on my part either. I got these lights that I'm worried are going to go outside the house, but the top of the second story is so high up there. I don't have a ladder that goes up anywhere near that high. Yeah. Courtney won't let me get on the roof. I'm not allowed to get on the roof.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Clearly, you're going to die. You're the loser, and you'll fall off the roof.
I mean, your roof isn't as bad as my roof.
Your roof is like...
I basically live in an A-frame. It just doesn't face the way you would think an A-frame faces.
Your roof, if it was a snow slope, it would be like a black diamond. It would be like a very advanced level of skiing and very dangerous to be on. Did you ever get somebody to fix that, your chimney? Because I know that they were scared to do it.
Yeah. No, there was a couple people that were scared to do it, and the guy that I actually got to do it was a listener. Mm-hmm. And I think I told you that he didn't actually reveal himself to be a listener until the end of the job.
Oh, right on the way
I was
out?
like, oh, man, that's cool.
Was he like, wiggle, wiggle, papa?
No, that would have been funny. No, this guy, Ed, that I found on like a community Facebook page. And he did a great job on the chimney. And it had like the cap rebuilt and everything like that. Right. It was perfect. And then after I paid him, he's like, by the way, love the show. I was at the Mo Comedy Jam. And I was like, oh, come on, you should have said hi. Gosh.
We could have shared everything. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable. So I bring this up to ask a question here because, again, I'm bad homeowner guy. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. I recently, each time I learn one thing, I'm like, whoa, that's mind-blowing. That's how that works? That's how you fix your toilet when it gets stopped up? Damn. All right. And then I've unlocked the biggest pro tip ever. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, I used to every single day go upstairs, and I used to take a bath. And I got ridiculed so much for taking a bath that I stopped doing so. I just decided, let me try this shower thing. And now I've been taking a shower, right? I've been taking a shower every day before the show.
Man, and there are not any songs about showering.
They're not. They're not, unfortunately.
Bath, you got like splish splash, you'll be taking a bath, but there's no shower. Is there a shower song?
No. Black Power, I was taking a shower.
Black Power?
I'm trying to get something that rhymes with shower.
You picked a,
I was in a pinch.
You picked a weird thing.
I was in a pinch.
I mean, it would have been worse if you said white. But
I knew I had to take a direction there. So I took the one that made more sense to me in the long run. Anyhow, so I said, look, I'm taking I used to take a bath, and now I'm taking a shower downstairs. I don't even go up to that bathroom so much anymore. I got to replace the toilet in there and do some other stuff, but I don't really use it. And I said, downstairs, there's a shower.
I feel like I just used that toilet. It's broken?
No, it works. It's just, it doesn't have, like, the flow on it kind of sucks. And I want a fancy, one of the new smart toilets.
One of them, like, Japanese.
Yeah, even though I never use it. I guess it's up there for emergencies. But the downstairs bathroom that I use the most has a shower on it, and we've never once turned on the shower. I said we've never once used the shower, and basically the person who lived here before us lived alone for a couple of years, and that's it. The house is very new. And the person I told that to, they were like, you never run water down it? You don't do anything? You don't, like, take it and just leave it open for 10 minutes or something and just run water down the thing? I'm like, why would I do that? Am I supposed to do that? I don't know if this person was trolling me or something. So actual talented homeowners, handymen, those kind of people,
what did he say would happen if you never, like, was there a detriment?
Like it was, yes, like it was bad. He's like, you're telling me you don't run water at all down it? And I go, No.
Because I told you that when everything was shutting down for the pandemic, there was everybody was like getting furloughed. My wife was furloughed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of the people at her hotel didn't have jobs for a while, right?
Yeah.
Except there had to be a team of people to live at the hotel because every toilet has to be flushed once a week.
Right. Okay, so is that like the same sort of thing this guy was talking about?
It sounds like it could be similar. I don't remember if I was ever told what the not punishment, but what the negative outcome of not flushing a toilet once a week would be.
See, because the people on chat are saying the same thing. Eric on YouTube says, make sure to run the water every so often. Jason says, once in a while, turn the water on, man. What are you thinking? I didn't know about this. I don't know about these things. And I just encounter the world is it broken or is it not broken? That's how I view it. Very, easy way to look at things as a homeowner. If it's broken, you fix it. And then once I'm fixing it, I will do the very annoying thing of staring over the shoulder of the person who's fixing it to see how I could fix it next time. I've absolutely done those things. But I didn't know why. I was like, what am I supposed to do here? So let us know. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and send a dispatch. I don't know why I dragged that word out so long. Send a dispatch and let us know why that's bad for me.
Head over to the website and give us a little dispatch.
Over to the poll today, thenewsjunkie.com/poll. What conspiracy theory do you actually believe in? Man, is there a lot of options on this these days. Still, the one that is about me, it says, because he was born in Vermont, Sean owns stock in maple syrup. I do not. We never landed on the moon is 2. Sean never pimped 18 hoes, a famous thing from my being in Chasing Edmund. JFK wasn't just LHO. I don't know what that is. JFK wasn't just LHO. All right. Sean has a houseboy living in a small space under the stairs. Obviously, that's not true. Only idiots believe in conspiracy theories. I'm not an idiot. Thank you.
Oh, LHO is a verb meaning to assassinate someone, stemming from Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, he wasn't Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, so John F. Kennedy wasn't assassinated, they're saying. Jeffrey Epstein, that one.
Also could mean laughing head off.
Oh, this is a good one that a lot of people actually do believe. This is a very common one. And I would say this is kind of a low-stakes conspiracy theory in as much as socially it's not going to harm you to say that this is something you believe in. And after this, I'll tell you the conspiracies that I actually believe in. This one is the government is keeping the cure from cancer from us.
Oh, yeah.
That's fairly common that people think that. Or not just government. Sometimes people think big business, big pharma is keeping the cure away from people because
follow the money, Sean.
All right,
follow the money. Of course, they need sick people. That's why they make all the money. If they're not sick, no money.
The Lyme disease also leaked from a government lab. I've never heard that before. Some of these are interesting. We've reached post-scarcity, but that would cripple capitalism. So the wealthy 0.1% have created artificial scarcity, and they use culture wars to distract us via the media outlets they own. Deep thoughts right there. Sean is really a robot from Boston Dynamic. Aliens helped build the pyramid. I know there's some people who actually believe that.
No. If Sean were a robot from Boston Dynamic, he could pull off a couple push-ups more than he's doing now.
Hey, buddy, I did 5 halfway good push-ups last night. That's all I'm up to, though. Birds aren't real, somebody says. The earth is actually flat. No votes. Chemtrails are poison. No votes so far. The ones that I happen to give a little bit of credence to that I don't think are crazy. One was early on the lab leak theory, because I just think that's very likely and very most obviously the thing that probably took place to start the pandemic. So I don't think that's a crazy conspiracy. In fact, I think it's the most obvious reason why all this happened. Not on purpose, mind you, but just on accident, being its proximate location next to the Wuhan market and et cetera, et cetera. But one of the ones that I really believe in that a lot of people don't believe in is the Hurricane Maria numbers. I'm a truther on that. When you look up, hang on, hurricane.
What about the numbers? They're inflated or deflated?
Inflated in Puerto Rico. So in Puerto Rico, I'm looking up the death toll here. Hurricane Maria, Puerto Rico death toll. They said 3,059 here. At one point, it was way higher than that. And they revised it down. I think initially it was up real high, and then they went down to like 4,645. Then they went down to 3,000. Now they're down to 2,975. And there's so many of these people where they didn't die as a result of Hurricane Maria. they died as a result of many things that happened after Hurricane Maria, or maybe the power was out, so they weren't able to have life-saving medical equipment on, which is not necessarily from the hurricane. It's like loosely connected to the hurricane. But I believe that that death toll, especially the original one that was way up, I think that, hold on, let me see if I can find the original one, because I think it might have been over 10,000 originally, original death toll. This says 3,000, that's revised. That says 4,000, that's still revised. Whatever it was incredibly high, and it became quite clear that that many people did not die from the wind or the rain or the things genuinely associated with being a death resulted from the hurricane. But nobody really talks about it. That's not a very controversial one necessarily.
I don't really have a whole lot of conspiracies that I subscribe to, I think.
No? Not at all?
Let me pull up
the
website.
What about aliens? You think there are aliens out there?
I think that life exists outside of Earth.
I do too. So I don't even know if that one's controversial.
I don't even know if it's whether or not I believe it or I just want it to happen. Like I am in favor. I'm rooting for life to exist on other planets. Or
agreed. Yeah, I think so too. All right, here's that sheriff that I was talking about. This sheriff is facing some criticism. There was a high-speed chase that went into multiple counties, I think like 5 counties or something. And this was dangerous for all involved, which is why we need to rethink and readjust police chases. They need to be only done when absolutely positively necessary. And whenever they get a police car to shoot a tracker at the vehicle, they should be able to do that. They already do this in various markets like Tampa, Florida, et cetera, et cetera. I think that if you have a chopper on a vehicle that's evading police, you could also just get the cop to back off and slow down. It's safer for everybody. But this was a multi-county car chase. The speeds went up to over 160 miles an hour. That's insanely dangerous. St. Lucie County's new sheriff, Keith Pearson, was kind of boasting about this afterwards. Here's the video from their Facebook. Little slice of a video right here.
Yeah, I'm St. Lucie County Sheriff Keith Pearson. Franklin Sanders and his juvenile companion thought they were going to come through St. Lucie County with the stolen vehicle, with the Broward Task Force on
the guy who he arrested from the police chase is right next to him on the ground, cuffed, just for the record.
Tail ain't happening. Although this is an M5 and it's super fast, we got the Scat Pack out. Hey, what'd you
Scat Pack?
Good? Yeah, no comment. Although this car hit speeds of 160 miles an hour, the Scat Pack took him down. We want to say shout out to the Broward County Sheriff's Office, Osceola County Sheriff's Office.
This is seized vehicle on it. So this is like some fast vehicle they seized.
This guy put a perp in handcuffs, sat him on the ground, and then stopped to make a reel.
Yep, yeah. He's like, look, we got him, boys.
River County Sheriff's Office for making sure we put this bad guy behind bars where he belongs.
There you go. Got him. And they're kind of bragging.
If this were a TikTok dance, that would be peak crazy.
Some people were upset about that. They said bragging seems to be the wrong way to handle it. There was another person said it's so gross, it's so disrespecting to the families of all of us that he would brag. Her family member was killed inadvertently in a police chase last year by the same county, St. Lucie County. And other folks were even saying, like, this is dehumanizing and racist, which I think is too far. It's not about the race of the person. It's about the fact that they're a criminal. But should we really be doing this? We should be backing away from it rather than being like, yeah, gotcha. But what do you think? Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now.
I mean, I wonder if this could be a Mo-less thing. I don't think it's racist. You know, you can't just call it racist just because the guy's black.
Right. If this was a white guy who was down by the side of the car, I would be like, oh, my fellow white man is. I'd be like, this guy's a criminal. Like, you have to look at that differently.
Is it dehumanizing?
Yeah, I think maybe.
I don't totally disagree with that sentiment. And if that's the case, then I wonder if this would violate some sort of right to process.
Well, it is definitely on some level dehumanizing. The problem is this. And those of you are going to be like, no, it's not a criminal. You play stupid games, win stupid prizes. It is dehumanizing. The question is it okay to dehumanize somebody a bit if they were just responsible for a multi-county police chase that went 160 miles an hour? Because sometimes it's okay to dehumanize people. Honestly, that's my take on things. Like if somebody murdered 11 children from a school, I don't care if that person is dehumanized. I
feel awful for laughing at that, but it was the 11 that got me.
Like I was just saying, if somebody does the worst of the worst thing, I don't mind if we dehumanize that person a little bit. I don't care. That's why I don't care if they. I don't want them to be treated under the same law, and I want them to be.
Okay, let's take this back to Markeith Lloyd just for a second. When they captured Markeith Lloyd,
because there I don't agree with it.
Before they captured him, he looked different than after they captured
They
him.
beat the ever-loving hell out of the guy.
It seems like he was very, very resistant of this arrest. He must have been to have that much change in his face.
Right.
And while I don't hate that they did it, it's still illegal. It's
true.
I mean, like I think I'm in that boat where I'm like, good for them. But you kind of broke the law. Hope you're not in trouble.
I remember at the time being like, look, the cops obviously beat the hell out of this guy. Why are we celebrating this? And people are like, well, I don't care. It's Markeith Lloyd. That's how people do this. I'm okay if it's not extrajudicial actions by a police officer. All right, let me explain this. And I hope this makes sense for everybody. But here's how I rationalize this and view this. All right. If a police officer pulls somebody over or arrests somebody, regardless of what that person did, you are to treat that person as you do anybody else under the law until they are found guilty of a crime and are punished through our judicial system, right?
Yeah.
I think that's an important thing.
The whole innocent until proven guilty thing, which is why I think letting him just like kind of sit there on the pavement while you make your TikTok video or your Facebook reel, I think the dehumanizing aspect of it could be a violation of process.
Even though you definitely know he was the one responsible for it and all that. Yes, okay. But the only way I view this different is when it's not an officer of the law. So if a father, and this has happened before, and we've covered stories like this, walks into a room and his child is being abused by another man sexually, and that father unleashes hell, a torrent of blows on that person until they can barely walk and crawl through life, I don't care. I care, though, when a cop does it, because it's different. They're supposed to be held to a different account. You're part of the judicial system, and it's not about just getting some revenge on somebody who's a real bad person. What do you think? Let us know, and we'll go to your dispatches next. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch right now. Coming back with an update on the Stanley Cup freakouts. Things have gone to a whole new level. Plus, is Gmail shutting down forever? What is this all about? Well, it is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Construction continues on Florida's Turnpike, blocking the right shoulder southbound between Lake County Line and County Road 33. Travel with caution through there. Checking in on I-4, there's stop-and-go traffic eastbound between US 27 and after State Road 429. Delays in the city westbound on I-4 between Parr Street and Robinson Street. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Dive into hibernation mode with a huge deal on deeper sleep during Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Shop now and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and receive a $300 instant gift for pillows and more. Plus, get free and fast delivery to your door. Restrictions apply.
Find your new career. The Florida Jobs Now Job Fair, March 13th at the Orlando Science Center. More info at fljobsnow.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from Real Success. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at ourrealsuccess.com.
Do you want to learn how to make money flipping houses and acquiring rental properties right here in Orlando? We're offering a handful of motivated individuals the opportunity to attend our workshop right here in Orlando for free. That's right. We'll give you 2 free tickets when you text EARN to 64,000. Orlando's the perfect market to flip houses and build rental income. Discover the simple steps developed by Joe Arias, one of real estate's greatest rags to riches stories. You'll learn to flip properties and secure rental properties without using your own money and in your spare time. Don't miss this opportunity. Come to a complimentary live 2-hour workshop next week right here in Orlando and learn how to start making money flipping homes and building long-term wealth with rental properties. To get 2 free tickets, text EARN to 64,000. Text in the next 10 minutes, and registrants will also receive a free copy of our Funding for Deals guide. Text EARN to 64,000 for 2 complimentary tickets. Text EARN to 64,000.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life, Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
Pucker up, Central Florida. R.C. Hill here from R.C. Hill Mitsubishi. This month, I'm on a mission to help you fall in love with a new car. So if your old rides left you brokenhearted, kiss it goodbye and lower your monthly payment at the same time. Used cars from just $89 per month. New cars from just $189 per month. You deserve a ride that makes your heart skip a beat. So bring me your old ride and I'll get you way overpriced value for your clunker. Do other dealers leave you feeling lonely? We kiss up to the banks and lenders who want to say yes. That's what makes us your car dealer next door. Give it a try. Check out our brand new Mirage's 43 miles per gallon lifetime warranty. Fall in love with the award-winning 2024 Outlander with 0% for 60 months. Plus, check out our certified used cars. Monthly payments from just $89 per month. Trade-ins, kiss it goodbye. We'll pay over appraised value. So get here quick. I'm R.C. Hill, your car dealer next door. Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. See rchill.com for details. Offer absolutely ends February 29, 2024.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free stations waiting for you to explore right now, like the Beatles Now and Then, celebrating all things Beatles. Legendary clips, deep cuts, live performances, and all their solo hits. Just open the free iHeartRadio app and search the Beatles Now and Then and listen now. iHeartRadio, free never sounded so good.
iHeartRadio. Used car payments for $99 a month. See the cars when you leap online to OrlandoNissan.com.
You're listening to the News Junkie. Sean Lawson.
If you missed any of the show, make sure you check out the podcast. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com to do that. Thank you to everybody who has done so. Hey, and you can always go back to the show on the video side of things. A lot of people don't know this, but if you go to youtube.com/thenewsjunkie and subscribe each day, the whole of the live show is there. What are you laughing at me for?
Because you worked so hard to not do one thing that you didn't do another thing.
What did I
You
forget
didn't hit
to
the
do?
mute button.
Oh, are you kidding me? What? Oh, man. All right. That's okay. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out next time. I'll just sort that afterwards.
I don't even know if this is going to be the thing that saves us, but you know.
It's okay. We're just testing some things behind the scenes, just in case you're wondering that we can't really tell you about, but that's fine. I did get a very alarming text from our friend RM7, and here's what it says. It says, I was talking about this shower, and I said we have a shower in the house that I've literally never used. I don't think it's ever been used ever in the history of this house. And Radio Michael 7 says, every drain has a P trap, as in the letter P. If it doesn't have water in it, then you basically have an open sewer pipe, which the water evaporates over time, so you have to add water. Also, bugs. Yeah,
I know what that is.
Bugs can crawl up, though, up through it if there's no water in it as well. And I just said,
Okay, so do you I look up a diagram? But do you know what he's talking about?
Kind of.
All right, have you seen your sink when the pipe comes out and then it does a big U?
Sure, yeah, the thing. Yeah,
that's where the water hangs out, and that's what keeps gross sewage smell from backing into your into your bathroom or wherever you have the pipe, right? And so when we replace our sinks. You know, we took off that P-trap. Oh, bud. It's not
bad?
Good. Yeah,
So you got to keep the water in there. Then I'm going to have to do something about this. That's frightening and
just
gross.
Run it for 30 seconds.
I will. I'll do that for sure. Thank you, RM7. Appreciate that. A lot of people were in full-on panic mode yesterday, and that is because word got around that they were shutting down Gmail. And if we all have to leave Gmail, what are we going to do? Courtney's the only one I know who has a Yahoo address.
I'm not going to Hotmail. It's not happening.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. I'm staying where I am.
What are the other options? Is there I just use Gmail. I've been using it for years. What? There is Hotmail. I know that still exists because I make fun of whoever still has it. Is there a Bing?
No, let me see. Hold on. I'm going to try to see.
AOL Mail, maybe?
All right. Microsoft Outlook is 44%. Could that be right? Of the market share? Hold on. Email market share. I'm just going to put. Because there's no way that Google or Gmail doesn't have the majority. Okay, it says, according to the latest data as of December 2023, the two most used email clients are Apple and Gmail. At 58%, Apple has the majority of the email client market share. That's people's iPhones, I think. That's sending
having iCloud
mail.
Accounts?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're sending mail directly through their iPhones. So 58% is Apple, and then they said Apple's. What's next? I need to see the pie chart. Where's my pie chart, folks? Okay, here it is in front of me. Apple 58.07%, Gmail 29%. So 70, 87 between the two of them. 87 and 88.
I had no idea Apple would have been that. Wait, it says email clients, though.
Email clients nationwide or worldwide.
So if you're using your iPhone mail app to check your Gmail, we're technically using the Apple client.
I don't know. That might be correct. You might be right about that.
So this is more like use of software that I want to know who's the provider of the email, who's giving you your email address, and who's the biggest.
If Apple's just using Gmail, then Gmail is dominating everything. Below those two is Outlook with 3.4. Yahoo Mail is 2.5% of everybody. Google Android Mail 1.7. Outlook.com 0.62. Thunderbird, Samsung Mail, QQ Mail, and Web.d rounding out the top 10-ish there.
And I also think that I don't think that this survey was conducted very well because there's multiple places in the or options there that are both a client and a provider, and then there are some that are just clients. You're telling me more people use Outlook, the software, than Outlook.com?
This thing is pretty much in agreement, but it still says email client, just like you were talking about. And they said Apple Mail Apple Mail privacy protection is 54% of it. You understand what's going on there? Where Apple hides your email address.
Uh-huh.
And then when you get an email, it goes through the weirdo Apple email address, and then it gets forwarded along to like your Gmail.
That's
not
cheating.
even, that's not the same thing. That's a redirect. That's like a URL shortener, basically. So they say, and they say of Apple's 55% market share, 54% is that. Apple Mail itself is 0.73. Gmail, 31%. So Gmail is the big dog as far as email services go. Anyways, they said, and Uprocks.com did a rough day for technology just get even worse. Earlier today, a man named Chris Bach wrote on X, I'm the SVP of product at Google, and last night, the Google CEO asked me to fire the entire Gemini team. I misread his message and insanely bad service at my 7-bedroom, 11-bath cabin in Park City. And I accidentally fired the entire Gmail team. Gmail, not Gemini. He said, anyway, I'm rolling with the decision. Gmail's gone. And people actually believe this. Why? Because a lot of people are really stupid, as I tell you time and time again. Google said, no, this is not true. This is not happening. Google Gmail is not going anywhere. It would be a huge problem if it did. An update on the Stanley Cup side of things, the Stanley Tumbler, that is, side of things, where California customers have banded together to sue Stanley over the presence of lead in its popular tumblers. Those in VIP are going to get the Stanley Killer in their VIP bags for just okay. And these folks, they're right. There is lead on the outside of a Stanley tumbler. There is. But they say it's not inside. So it's not impacting anything that you're drinking or your beverage or whatever. It's going to be just fine.
Does that mean that the Stanley tumblers have to ship with that warning for Californians?
It might, because they have a lot more warnings than anybody else has over there. We know that for sure. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the final dispatches, the stories that didn't make the cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Friday and the week. And C-Lan and I are going to get in our outfits and get over
I'm doing that now.
Are you?
I'm getting my outfit right now.
Here goes
Except
nothing.
for the shoes.
I might get naked in the studio myself. Woo. We'll see how it goes. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is The Jim Colbert Show. Crash Test Funny. The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast for Central Florida on this Friday. And as we head throughout the rest of this Friday, we're expecting some changes on the way. We'll expect increasing clouds, some gusty winds, and also a couple of scattered showers that can't be ruled out, especially during the afternoon. It won't be a complete and total washout, but a couple of downpours will be possible. Temperatures today will make it to highs in the mid-70s. For this weekend, plenty of sunshine, highs back into the upper 60s and low 70s.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's. When you think Wendy's Biggie Bag, think your go-to meal deal. Because with your choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fries, and a small soft drink, Biggie hits every time. So grab a Wendy's Biggie Bag today. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Nothing can quite make your heart skip a beat like knowing you need a new roof. For starters, which company do you hire? K1 Roofing is a leading local roofing company with over 30 years of experience servicing Central Florida homes. But don't call them roofers. They consider themselves masters of their craft, and they offer a full range of services from new construction projects to old home restoration. At K1 Roofing, they strive to develop smart solutions that save you time and money. K1 Roofing sticks to their deadlines and consistently stays under their clients' budgets while ensuring excellent quality control. In fact, they are so confident in their work, they offer a complete customer satisfaction guarantee, and you don't hear that very often anymore. Book your no-obligation consultation with K1 Roofing today by calling 386-848-2409. Again, that's 386-848-2409. Or go online to k1roofing.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Hey, what's good, guys? This is Angel from the Monsters. You guys know I love to cook on my Big Green Egg. Why? It's impressive, and everything turns out great on the Big Green Egg. If you don't have one, you got to go to Wassy's Meat Market and get a Big Green Egg. They have the lowest prices in the country. They also have all the accessories, everything that you need. They have the classroom set up so you can teach you the basic techniques on the Big Green Egg and advanced techniques on the Big Green Egg as well. When you get the Big Green Egg from Wassy's Meat Market, there's a lifetime guarantee, so check them out. It's Wassy's Meat Market. Check them on Instagram or go to their website, wassysmeatmarket.com in Melbourne on Wickham Road. It's Wassy's Meat Market.
With 3 generations and over 45 years of Florida experience, Handyman Roofing knows storms and hurricanes. We know how to evaluate storm-damaged roofs and not cause more damage. Handyman Roofing has the expertise to get your roof done. Plus, easy financing in case your insurance company is dragging its feet. With multiple emergency response teams ready, Handyman Roofing will be by your side now when you need it the most.
Knows how to get things done. Count on Handyman Roofing to get it done. Handyman Roofing to get it done.
This is Daytona, the heart of racing, the soul of speed, and the only place in Florida to witness the adrenaline-pumping, awe-inspiring spectacle of Supercross. Daytona Supercross, where champions are made, legends are born, and the biggest names battle it out under the lights at the world's center of racing. Don't miss it. The gate drops Saturday, March 2nd. Secure your tickets and trackside access today at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is Jeff Kaufman from the Injury Law Firm of Kaufman Lind in the Under Oath podcast. You listen to a lot of attorney commercials, normally concerning the qualifications of that firm, that they will fight for you, that they don't get paid unless you get paid. Instead of doing a commercial, I'm just going to give you some free advice. If you get into a car accident, make sure you receive medical treatment from a doctor within 14 days. If not, the insurance companies can hold you responsible for the first $10,000 of your medical treatment. It's not if, but when you get into an accident. I'm attorney Jeff Kaufman. Contact me at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546.
Getting COVID-19, flu, pneumonia, or RSV can increase your risk of heart attack or stroke. People with heart disease are 6 times more likely to have a heart attack after getting the flu, and up to 7 times more likely to have a stroke after COVID. If you have heart disease, getting vaccinated is as important for your health as diet and exercise. Get vaccinated to lower your risk. Learn more at nfid.org. Brought to you by the National Foundation for Infectious Diseases.
First responders, Twin Peaks would love to thank you for your service. And to say thank you, they offer discounts all day, every day. Visit Twin Peaks in uniform to score 50% off your food and non-alcoholic drinks with your ID. Stopping by on your day off, they still offer 20% off of food and non-alcoholic drinks out of uniform as well. Thank you for all that you do, and stop by for Twin Peaks Eats, Drinks, Scenic Views.
Game-bred, bare-knuckle MMA fans. The time is now! March 2nd, Orlando, Florida, live at the Kia Center with a historic main event. Junior Dos Santos. He's got to get out.
Junior Dos Santos has knocked out the Black Beast.
Dos Santos is the victor! Versus Allen, the Talent Belcher, Orlando, Florida, March 2nd. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Hanging out with you on Monday with some stories about what went down this weekend, of course, plus what goes down tonight at, or today rather, at Fritz's wedding.
Oh,
it's
man.
Gonna be...
It's almost here.
I know, we're so close, and now we got to go over there and put our fancy outfits on. I see you got a shirt on. You're ready to go, man.
Uh-huh.
Look at that.
This is my floral print.
I can't see the print necessarily.
It's not very like TV or stream friendly.
Folks, have you ever seen when somebody gets interviewed on television and their shirt design is running around all over the screen on their shirt? Like,
yeah.
That's what's happened. This is like cameras can't figure out C-Lane's shirt. I know that sounds like a clickbait news articles.
It used to be,
article.
yeah, kind of. It used to be like stripes is what they would warn you about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to be wearing stripes on TV.
Yeah. All right. Well, we are going to get fancy and go out and do this thing, and we'll report back next week and tell you how everything went. And we'll have some fun together on Monday for sure as we get closer and closer to Just Okay 8.
I have an awkward question for Fritz, too.
What's that? Don't ask him during the ceremony.
No. Today probably is not the day for it. But I do have an
Are
awkward...
you sure you want to do this? Or?
No. I know he's sure he wants to do it. That guy, you look at that guy. He's so in love.
He is.
But no, I have an awkward question. But I don't know if he's doing Fritz on the street this week, or if he's doing like honeymoon stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to ask.
What's the question? What are you going to ask him?
Previously,
yeah,
he did not have a physical wedding ring.
Right.
He had it tattooed on.
That's true. Yes. Yeah.
I was like, does he get that removed?
I don't. That's a great question. Or maybe he just embraces it, or maybe now he goes with an actual physical ring. I wonder if they'll
covers
have
it up
rings.
with an actual.
Yeah, it could. That could be the case. You want to talk about something easy to get zapped, though? Those are easy peasy, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they go in there. That's like an hour.
I always thought it was kind of a cool thing. That was one of those unique Fritz things.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy. Yeah. Fritz is a fun man. All right, let's see here. Let's do a couple final dispatches as we clear the way and to get out of here today. Here's John talking about Gmail. Why not, John?
What up, news junkies?
What's up, man?
Hey, there is no way that Google only has a 29% market share on email, because everybody that owns an Android phone has to have a Gmail account.
Do they?
Is that true?
I didn't know, but that sounds true. He sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
Well, I've used Android phones because you and I have had over the years a couple Android phones that we've used to test the News Junkie app.
Yeah, that's true.
Rest in peace.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember if I was required to have, maybe to use like the Google Play Store or something like that. I don't remember if I was ever required to have the Gmail. I just already had it.
I just think it's the one. When anybody has one, you'll even say, what's your Gmail? Like, people won't ask you what's your email. It's almost that across the board that you go, what's your Gmail address?
I don't know if I've ever been asked that.
Oh, I do. I ask people that. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Here's Mr. Garza. Hello?
Oh, I 100% agree when police officers do it, that it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Not just because it's wrong, but because they're held to a higher standard. But
one would
also,
hope.
It shows that maybe we can do it. And either way, that's just a downhill from there. Thank you.
He's talking about officers going too far when they're arresting somebody, and that versus individuals doing it, like a father who comes in a room and sees his daughter being attacked by some grown-ass man. You might have a reaction to that. Christina on Twitch says, yes, that's true. I have a Samsung 21. You do need Gmail for the phone. So she says you do. Samsung 21, man, they are out there. They are up in the numbers on that thing.
Hello, the News Junkie. We have so many more Samsung.
Van Gogh the realist.
Hey, junkies.
Hey.
Van Gogh the realist here. Listen, it's not about being dehumanizing. It's unprofessional. It's a certain standard that you're held to.
True.
He talks about catching a bad guy. No, you caught an idiot. Catching bad guys is when they're on TV showing when they've seized weapons and drugs and, in excess of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars. That's when you're pulling bad guys off the street. It's just a cloud chaser who's an idiot with a badge.
All right, thank you. Well, this one's a shower song. I'm really curious, so let's just make this the last one.
Hello, Junkie Crew. You're talking about no songs about showering?
Sure.
Look up Psycho Stick's song, It's Time to Shower.
Yeah, who doesn't know that
good.
one? Yeah. So, I mean,
like it.
it's the commonly known Psycho Stick song, It's Time to Shower. I think that's actually going to be the wedding song.
Looking through my radio automation system here that's got
Psycho Sticks.
Just hundreds, thousands of songs. Let's see if Psycho Stick.
Psycho.
Shows
C-S-Y-C.
Oh, there are 3 Psycho Stick songs on
Shut
here.
the hell up. Are there really?
Beer, Holiday Hate, and Jolly Old Sadist.
Okay.
It says category Orlando. Are they a local band?
No, maybe it is. That's interesting. All right.
Learn something.
All the stories made the cut today, friends, so let's get the hell out of here and get to a wedding. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Friday, February 23rd, 2024. And here we go. Today I learned this band.
The Beatles?
That's right, the Beatles is correct. The Beatles knockoff band, Los Shakers. They were the Shakers instead of the Beatles. They were one of the most successful and influential bands of the 1960s in Argentina and Uruguay. The band imitated the Beatles' looks, music, changed genres as the Beatles did, and spearheaded the Uruguayan invasion. And they even sang mostly in English, this says. So they just ripped off the Beatles, and man, were they good at it. Congratulations to Los Shakers. Today I learned a bowler once bowled a 299.5 game. What happened? Well, one pin broke into two in the final frame, and one half stayed standing. So they got 299.5, which seems like that should just be a 300. Give the person the perfect game. Today I learned this show right here.
I always want to say Love and Married with Children.
Married with Children is correct. Yeah, Ed O'Neill used to make birthday calls to fans of Married with Children in character. And in true Al Bundy nature, he would only do it if he could call them collect, they say. Part of
I thought he was
his...
going to call him fat.
Maybe that, too. He was a very boisterous man. And Al Bundy, still to this day, I don't know if it holds. Yeah, I think it's still funny. Today, Niagara Falls was turned off back in 1969. Niagara Falls is three waterfalls, the American, the Bridal Veil, and the Horseshoe. It was diminished by one as the American Fall was reduced to just a trickle, so it could be studied by U.S. geoengineers, engineers, and geologists. And finally, today I learned this group right here.
Boys to Men.
Jagged Edge is right.
Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge. The two lead singers of Jagged Edge are identical twins, friends. Jagged Edge, a group from Atlanta, Georgia. They signed to producer Jermaine Dupri's So Def Recordings. That's the guy who wears the Donald Duck shirts all the time. Most of the songs were produced by Dupree. The lead singers, Brian and Brandon Casey, are twins, as are Richard Wingo and Kyle Norman, but not the same. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, well, Monday even. Same time, same place. If you missed any of the show, get the podcast over at thenewsjunkie.com. And guess what? We'll see you next week, everybody.
Prove it. The Talkback feature on the free iHeartRadio app. Follow Real Radio 105.